A pleasant good evening and welcome to Baldwin Stadium on the campus of Baldwin High School in Whitehall, Pennsylvania. I am Adam Gusky. To my right is Fred Guy. This evening, your Woodland Hills Wolverines take on the Upper St. Clair Panthers in the WPIAL Quad A semifinals. Woodland Hills comes into the game with a record of 9-2 on the season, the number 4 seed in the postseason, while Upper St. Clair is the number 1 seed overall. They're 11-0 on the year. Upper St. Clair, the champions out of the Southeastern Conference, while the Wolverines were the runners-up out of the SEC. Woodland Hills comes into the game coming off of a 28-14 victory against Seneca Valley at North Allegheny a week ago. Meanwhile, Upper St. Clair defeated North Allegheny here at Baldwin Stadium 41-23 to advance to the WPIAL semifinals. And Fred, these two teams know each other very well. They have played 3 times already in the past 13 months.
Actually, 4 times, because they played week 1 of last year as well.
This is the 4th meeting.
Yes,
this is 3 already.
Yeah, they've gotten familiar over the past 2 years, especially week 1 and then in the playoff semifinals each time. What Woodland Hills really needs to do is to really correct the mistakes that they made in week 1 in terms of the fumbles that they had, and the 2-minute offense at the end of the second half was really atrocious for Woodland Hills.
Wolverines will have the services of Miles Sanders. We don't know if he's 100% or not, but we do know that he will be back in the lineup for the first time in the postseason.
Yeah, having Miles Sanders in the lineup, whether it be at 50, 100, 75, is still a key, because he's still an agile runner and can get positive yards at any point during the game.
Upper St. Clair will receive to begin the football game. They will be returning right to left across your radio dial, television screen, or internet browser. Meanwhile, the Wolverines kicking off left to right. And it's Donald Cassidy doing the kicking, and we are underway in Whitehall, PA. The kick will carry down to the 14-yard line, where it'll be returned by Bertusiak, and he is brought down as he springs through a hole up to the 36-yard line, and it'll be first down and 10 for the Panthers from that spot.
Yeah, Bertusiak just took that right up the middle of the field. Upper St. Clair had it blocked really well. Good starting field position for Upper St. Clair on their first drive.
So David on the tackle for the Wolverines. And again, it's first and 10 for the Panthers with the ball at their own 36. 11:53 to play in a scoreless first quarter. Backfield behind Repeshak, receiver to the far boundary right. Repeshak will hand off. The ball carrier is Trevor Morrow, and he will be met after picking up a few yards, then driven back by a gang of Wolverines. Dan Gibson, amongst others, in on the tackle, and Gibson getting the start at defensive end. We heard Coach Novak talk about it in the pregame show. Gibson in, McLean out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Kyra McLean really is actually being replaced by Jordan Lee. A little bit of an outside linebacker, speed rush type of guy. Kyra McLean, 12 sacks on the year. Their sack master, out for the rest of the season.
Backfield again. The Wolverines show blitz. The ball comes loose. Repeshak picks it up, and he takes a knee about 2 yards deep in the backfield before being driven back. The officials will actually say it's just a loss of 1 back to the 38-yard line. And it is third down and 8 for the Panthers at that spot.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a clean exchange from the center to the quarterback, but it looked like maybe even Repeshak thought that Dante Broadus might have been in the neutral zone, but it wasn't. And it just, as he snapped the ball, decided to take it for a kneel and try to get an extra 5 yards.
Third and 8 for Upper St. Clair. Repeshak in the shotgun, sidecar to his left. Straight drop back, pumps. He's pressured. He runs to the right. He's got a lot of greenery in front of him. Osbrook steps up. Repeshak dives, and it'll depend on the spot on whether this is a first down or not. But from the spot along that far boundary, it was about 9 yards. And a first down for the Panthers up to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, that's the one thing Woodland Hills really needs to understand about Repeshak. He's a dual threat guy. He can run, he can pass. Very dangerous with his legs. They need to not break contain, and that's what happened on that last play. The defensive end on that side broke containment, came inside instead of staying outside, and once Repeshak saw that, he just got the team a first down.
First and 10 for the Panthers. The ball at their own 47, just about 10 minutes to play in our scoreless first quarter. Receivers to either side, Repeshak with sidecars to both sides. He'll look to his right. He will throw complete to Morrow, who spins away from one Wolverine and then will be brought down inside of the 50 to the 48-yard line. Osbrook's on the tackle for Woodland Hills. So a pickup of 5 for the Wolverines, or excuse me, for the Panthers, and it's 2nd and 5 for Upper St. Clair with the ball at the 48.
And Upper St. Clair is doing a real good job of mixing in their pass and their run. They're really effective with their run, but this pass play was just basically the inside receivers just running straight to the sideline. Reppershak caught him in stride, and Morrow made a nice miss.
Morrow takes the handoff from Reppershak. He'll drive his way forward. A gain of about 8 on that play to the 40-yard line. Gibson at the bottom of the pile for the Wolverines. And, Fred, you said that Gibson gets to start at defensive end. That's because the Wolverines are running a 3-man defensive front. To start this game, they ran a 4-man front for the majority of the game against Seneca Valley.
Yeah, and what they did against Seneca Valley is they tried to maximize their speed. Take a defensive lineman out, put another outside linebacker / defensive end with some speed on the edges for Seneca Valley.
Reppershak steps under center, offset eye behind him. Motion man is Lee from left to right. Reppershak pressured. He'll step away from that pressure as he runs to his right, throws to the far boundary. The throw is bobbled momentarily, but then caught by Marcus Gailey, and Gailey will be brought down. Wilfred Clark in on the tackle for the Wolverines, but that is a pickup of about 7 yards, and it's 2nd down and 3 for Upper St. Clair with the ball at the Woodland Hills 33.
Again, Reppershak was able to break containment on the outside of the Woodland Hills defense. Defensive end just shot straight upfield, shot right past Reppershak. Once Reppershak got out of the pocket, he had a decision time. He could either run it or, like he just did, dropped it off to Marcus Gailey.
So again, 2nd down and 3 for Upper St. Clair with the ball at the Wolverines 33. Clock stopped with 8:41 to play in the first quarter. Handoff will go to Lee as he motions from left to right, and Lee into open field inside of the 20, inside of the 10, and he will dive into the end zone for an Upper St. Clair touchdown. And for the 2nd week in a row, the Wolverines face a deficit, and Woodland Hills hasn't faced many of those this season.
Not this early in the ballgame, that's for certain. Basically just Morgan Lee took the ball around right side, a little jet sweep type of play, and got excellent blocking on the perimeter by the running backs and wide receivers, and then got some nice downfield blocking, solid lane, and 2 seconds later he was in the end zone.
And the PAT is up for Max Harold, and that is good. And with 8:32 to play in the first quarter, it's Upper St. Clair 7 and Woodland Hills 0. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Panthers on the Woodland Hills Football Network. A 33-yard touchdown caps off a nice drive for Upper St. Clair. And that touchdown was by senior Morgan Lee on the end around, coming from left to right. And as you said before the break, Fred, he picked up a lot of nice blocks downfield after he found the cutback lane.
Yeah, he basically was pretty much untouched until he got around the 2-yard line. And at that point, he just had to dive into the end zone for the touchdown.
Max Harold will kick off. Will carry to the 4-yard line. Trayvon Mathis on the return for Woodland Hills, and he will cross the 20 to about the 21-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Wolverines at that spot.
And I'm trying to recall. I believe this is the earliest Woodland Hills has been behind since the Bethel Park game, and we all know what happened at the end of that game. They basically just turned on the offense, and that's really what they need to do right now. They just need to be patient. They know they're facing a stingy Upper St. Clair defense who only allows 6 points per game and has had a few shutouts this year.
So Randall in the shotgun. It appears that he is flanked by Tompkins and Shaw. Motion man from left to right is David. Hard count, handoff will go to Tompkins, trying to bounce it outside, and he will maybe push his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's 2nd down and 10. So while we did see Miles Sanders in pregame, Fred, he at least does not get the start for the Wolverines.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Novak's going to bring Miles Sanders along very slowly in this game. What I did notice during pregame warmups is that Upper St. Clair is running a 4-4 defense, 4-4-3. 4 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, so they're basically stacking 8 people in the box, and they're going to try to see if Woodland Hills can pass and try to beat them that way.
2 receivers to either side. Sidecar to the left of Randall is Shaw. Randall bouncing it to the outside. 1st down yards and more, 30 to the 40, cutting it back inside of Panther territory. He'll finally be brought down at the 46-yard line. A huge run for Harry Randall, last week's State Senator Jay Costa player of the game. But there is a flag way back near the line of scrimmage, and this one is going to come back. And I didn't see the flag. I glanced back, but apparently it did come in, and it is against the Wolverines. And the spot of the foul was the line of scrimmage. So that'll back the Wolverines back to the 11-yard line. That negates a huge run by Harry Randall. 2nd and 20 for Woodland Hills with the ball back at their own 11-yard line. I didn't see the call, Fred. Was it holding or blocking the back?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. As I was looking at the replay, I think Amon Baldwin Youngblood may have been caught holding Rory Blair on that last play.
Sidecars to either side of Randall. Tompkins stumbles, then gathers his balance, drives his way forward, picking up about 7 yards to the 18-yard line. And that brings up 3rd down and a little bit more manageable. 3rd and 13 for the Wolverines with the ball at their own 18-yard line. The line to gain is the 31.
You know, the promising thing about these first couple of plays for the Woodland Hills offense is they've been able to move the ball. Despite the penalty, you know, that was a very long run by Harry Randall, which didn't really happen too much in the first game against Upper St. Clair, but it's nice to know that they can still move the ball against this Upper St. Clair defense.
Pistol formation with Tompkins behind Randall. Randall's going to keep it off of the counter, bouncing it to the outside. Squeaks through a hole. Still on his feet as he crosses the 25 to the 26-yard line, but that will not be enough for a Woodland Hills first down. It brings up 4th and 5 for the Wolverines on the pickup of about 8.
Yeah, I was sitting here gritting my teeth as Harry Randall took that ball around the left side. I thought he was going to make the first down the way he was making people miss, but good job of Upper St. Clair of holding Woodland Hills to a 3-and-out on their first possession.
So Dante Broadus will step on to punt for the Wolverines. 2 Panthers back to return for Upper St. Clair, one of which is Morgan Lee, who had the 33-yard touchdown. Broadus will get this one away, a high spiraling punt. Lee will fair catch it at the 39-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Upper St. Clair. And the Wolverine defense needs to step up here to prevent the Panthers from extending this 7-0 lead.
Yeah, they need to do whatever they can to keep Upper St. Clair off the scoreboard, whether it be a touchdown or a field goal. Woodland Hills really needs to step it up on defense right now.
5:54 to play here in the first quarter. Again, Woodland Hills trailing Upper St. Clair 7-0 in the WPIAL semifinals. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you. Upper St. Clair out of the huddle. Repeshak with an eye backfield behind him. Receivers to either side. Morrow dots the eye. Counter comes to the near side. Morrow takes the handoff, and he bounces through tackles and will finally be brought down after a pickup of 6 to the 45-yard line. And Fred, the Wolverines showing signs of what they struggled with in week 1, bringing Morrow down.
Yeah, they're having a tough time. They're getting shots on him, but they're just having a tough time of wrapping him up and putting nice solid hits on him and getting him to the ground.
So the initial spot, the 45, they'll move it back to the 44. 2nd and 5 for the Panthers. Again, an eye backfield. Gailey, the fullback. Morrow, the tailback. Repeshak stepping under center. Hand off. Morrow, big hole over right end, but he'll be undercut quickly as the hole closed. And on the tackle, Trayvon Mathis, a pickup of 4 for Morrow, and it's 3rd and 1 for the Panthers at the 48.
And really, Upper St. Clair's not doing anything fancy on offense. They're just running counters and trap plays, counters and wham plays, just taking that fullback, isolating him one-on-one with the defensive end, and then once the ball carrier Morrow gets to the line of scrimmage, he's just finding nice holes to get through.
Shotgun formation. Repeshak sidecar to his left in Gailey. 2 receivers right, 1 to the near side left. Repeshak's going to carry it himself, drives forward into Woodland Hills territory, and a first down for the Panthers, a pickup of about 4.
And Repeshak's a really big kid, 6'3", 190 pounds. You know, it doesn't really take much for him to get a yard. Takes a snap, finds some nice blocking up the middle of the field, and Upper St. Clair has a first down.
1st and 10 for Upper St. Clair as they are moving the ball here on their second drive of the football game. Ball at the Woodland Hills 48-yard line. Repeshak in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, sidecar to his left. Hand off to Gailey, and Gailey will be met at the line of scrimmage and spun down after a gain of 1. Devin Nixon on the tackle for the Wolverines. Also in on the stop, Chris David.
And that was a great job of Devin Nixon of being one-on-one with his blocker, being able to shed him as quickly as possible, and then bring Gailey down after just a short gain.
So 2nd and 9 for Upper St. Clair with the ball at the Woodland Hills 47-yard line. Upper St. Clair steps out of the huddle. Sidecar to the right of Repeshak in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 to the near side left. Repeshak pitches. That will go to Kren, and Kren will be strung out and brought down in the backfield, back at the midfield stripe. Devin Nixon and Wilford Clark on the tackle, and a loss on that play of 3 yards back to the 50-yard line.
You got to get a lot of love to Will Clark on that last play because he's actually the one that brought the running back down in the backfield. He caught him actually from behind. Just nice pursuit. Was able to get across the line. Actually didn't have anybody blocking him. And got Kren from behind in the backfield.
Nixon, as we said, also in on the stop. 3rd down and 12 for Upper St. Clair with the ball at the 50-yard line. Pistol formation. Gailey behind Repeshak. Morgan Lee, yo-yo motion. Repeshak off of play action, runs to the near side left. He'll step forward. He will be picking up enough for the first down, but there will be a block below the waist in the open field way back at the Woodland Hills 46-yard line. And Jordan Lee is slow to get to his feet, but will get up and head to the far boundary under his own power. And this one will be coming back for an illegal block in the open field against the Panthers.
Yeah, and that time Jordan Lee had great containment of Repeshak until he got cut at the knees by an offensive lineman by Upper St. Clair.
And you're allowed to cut, but only inside of the tackle box, or right at the line of scrimmage. And that one was neither. So this is going to put the Panthers in a deep hole. Spot of the foul is the 46, and we'll check in with the official. And they're going to actually call tripping against Upper St. Clair. It was Zach Morris who went down, tried to cut Jordan Lee, and he grabbed his foot, and the official along the near sideline saw it. And that pushes the Panthers back to the 31-yard line. The line to gain is the Woodland Hills 38. So 3rd and very long for Upper St. Clair. 3rd and 31 for the Panthers. So 2 receivers to the right-hand side of the formation as Repeshak has a sidecar to his right in Marcus Gailey. 1 slot to the near side left. Repeshak straight drop back. He'll be pressured as he releases the football. It's Gailey in the open field along that far boundary, and he will be brought down after a huge gain to the Woodland Hills 45-yard line. So a big play there, but is it enough for Upper St. Clair to justify keeping their offense on the field?
Well, as much success as they had so far in this first quarter, you might want to, but it looks like they're bringing the punt team onto the field.
24-yard pickup on that play from Repeshak to Gailey. Gailey's 2nd reception of the game. He has 2 catches for 31 yards. So the punter is on for Upper St. Clair. Back deep to return for Woodland Hills. This time is Harry Randall. Wolverines feigning as if they're going to come after the punt. And the punt is away by Slinger. And it'll carry into the end zone for a touchback. And a nice job by Mike Kren initially leaping into the end zone, trying to tip it out, but it rolled into the legs of Giuseppe Orsini. And Orsini was already in the end zone. So as I said, a touchback, Woodland Hills with the ball at the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10. So the Wolverines defense, aided by a penalty, shuts down an Upper St. Clair threat.
Yeah, they did, and that's exactly what they needed after giving up a touchdown on their first drive. They really needed to come out and just establish themselves, and they did a good job. You know, despite the long 3rd down pass and run, they just did a great job of just keeping home, and that, like you said, aided by a nice Upper St. Clair penalty.
Sidecars to either side of Randall, 2 receivers to his left. Randall steps to his left. He will fire downfield, and wide open is Trayvon Mathis, and Trayvon Mathis will go to the house. 80 yards unscathed for a Woodland Hills touchdown.
Like I said earlier, Adam, for St. Clair was putting 8 guys in the box, and they were going to force Woodland Hills to beat them with the pass. And this was just a flat-out, just a fly route by Trayvon Mathis. Was able to get past his defender, past the cornerback, and Harry Randall delivered a perfect, absolutely perfect pass to Trayvon Mathis. for the touchdown.
Morgan Lee was the defensive back there, and he was toast behind Trayvon Mathis. And Mathis with the 80-yard TD. It's a 1-point game. Cassidy comes on to attempt the PAT to try to knock this one up at 7-all. So Randall is the holder, the long snapper, Stephen Rickard. Nice snap, good hold. The kick is up, and that kick is good. And with 1 minute and 20 seconds to play in the first quarter, it's Woodland Hills 7, Upper St. Clair 7. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Panthers on the Woodland Hills Football Network. An 80-yard touchdown pass on the first play from scrimmage after an Upper St. Clair punt. Randall rolls to his left, looks down the far boundary, and he finds Trayvon Mathis wide open, 3 steps in front of Morgan Lee. And 80 yards later, it was a Wolverine touchdown. From Randall to Mathis, 2 speed demons on the field for the Wolverines.
And a lot of the credit has to go to the offensive line and Joel Shaw of giving Harry Randall enough time back there to survey the field. He actually started to look to his right before he went back to his left and found Trayvon Mathis.
And a kick that will bounce off of the chest of an Upper St. Clair Panther. The ball rolls to the far sideline. Do the Wolverines gather it in before it goes out of bounds? The officials say they do. Woodland Hills takes advantage on a special teams blunder. The ball bounces off the chest of Sean Parker. Initially, Nash couldn't hang on to it. Another Wolverine dove on the football, held onto it before rolling out of bounds at the 20.
Little deja vu all over again with the miscues for the special teams of Woodland Hills. That's how Woodland Hills started last year's game with a couple of special teams miscues. And again, Woodland Hills was able, Donald Cassidy made a nice onside kick that just kept traveling, aided by a couple Panthers and a couple Wolverines. Eventually, looks like Devin Nixon was able to come up with it before he was out of bounds.
So 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills with the ball at the Upper St. Clair 20-yard line. Randall in the shotgun. Handoff. Miles Sanders, his first carry after he sustained an injury against Penn Hills, and a flag comes in on that play, and a loss of 3 as well. And it's going to be a hold against the Wolverines. Will Upper St. Clair take the penalty, or will they take the loss of 3 in the down? And you'd have to assume with where the Wolverines are, they're going to take this penalty, considering it was in the backfield. So like you said, Fred, a year ago here on the same field, Upper St. Clair, with a couple of special teams blunders, the Wolverines took advantage. Can Woodland Hills do the same here? They move back on their first play after Devin Nixon recovers the muffed kick by Sean Parker. And that backs Woodland Hills up to the 33-yard line where it's 1st and 23. Miles Sanders behind Harry Randall in the pistol. Receivers to either side. Randall off of play action, rolls to his left, throws across the middle. It's intended for Joel Shaw, but he can't hang on to it. And I'm not sure if Morgan Lee got a hand on it or if he just distracted Shaw enough to force the pass incomplete.
And it looked like Mike Smith and Joel Shaw were pretty much in the same area at the same time. I know they were trying to run the waggle, which has been a big play for Woodland Hills over the past couple of years. But anytime that you have 2 receivers in the same area, it looks like maybe a missed assignment might have happened.
So 2nd down and 23 for Woodland Hills with the ball at the Upper St. Clair 33-yard line. Harry Randall 1 of 2 in the air today for 80 yards and a touchdown. Pistol formation. Sanders behind Randall, 3 receivers left. Randall looks left the whole way, throws, and that pass will be in and out of the hands of a sliding Wolverine. That was Chris David, the intended receiver, and 3rd and 23 now for the Wolverines.
Woodland Hills really just ran a double post to the left side. You know, both wide receivers were taking, one was a 3-step, the other one was a 5-step post. It wasn't a bad pass by Harry Randall. It just looked like it was a little underthrown.
Wolverines in the pistol. Receivers to either side, tight end right. Near slot to the left in Shaw. Hard count. Randall's going to keep it on the quarterback counter, trying to bounce it to the outside. And grabbing a hold of an ankle is Joe Repashak, and he will bring Randall down 3 yards deep in the backfield. and it is 4th and 26.
And the one thing that we liked about Harry Randall last week was his patience of waiting for his offensive linemen to get through their pulls before he made a move. That play looked like Harry Randall was a little anxious. Didn't really wait for number 50, Dan Gibson, to get around and find somebody to hit before you cross the line of scrimmage, or at least try to.
So brought us on to punt it away. Lee back to return for the Panthers. And whistles blow as the first quarter expires. We will head to the second frame with the score: Woodland Hills 7 and Upper St. Clair 7. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Panthers on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Baldwin Stadium, the home of the WPIAL semifinals, the 1 versus 4 matchup as Upper St. Clair takes on Woodland Hills. On the other half of the bracket, Central Catholic taking on Penn Trafford, and it's 7-0 Vikings over at West Mifflin High School in the first quarter. Of course, our focus here is the Wolverines and the Panthers, and Dante brought us on to punt it away for Woodland Hills with the ball at the 36-yard line, and back deep to return again is Morgan Lee for USC. Receivers to either side. Awaiting the start of the second quarter, as again we're knotted up at 7-all. Snap to Broadus. He'll boom it away. End over end kick. And the ball will kick out of bounds along the near sideline. And it will be the judgment of the official along this near boundary. He says it goes out at the 20. A decent punt for Broadus. It only covers 16 yards, but it sets the Panthers up at the 20 instead of a lot worse.
And that last drive certainly gave a lot of momentum back to Upper St. Clair. You know, you had a turn. Well, I really want to call it a turnover, but Woodland Hills had a great opportunity inside their own 30-yard line to put some more points on the board. Or I'm sorry, inside the Upper St. Clair 30 to put some more points up on the board. They didn't. Gives a little bit of momentum back after a bad, I'm going to say a bad punt by Dante Broadus, because he really could have pinned the Upper St. Clair team deep in their own territory.
Repeshak with Gailey, the lone setback behind him. Gailey will take the handoff, trying to take it to the near side. He'll be brought down. Solo tackle by Jihad Brown, but a 4-yard pickup for Gailey.
Yeah, that's the one thing that Woodland Hills, I mean, last week they weren't really giving up a lot of yardage on first down. This week's a completely different ball game because, you know, Upper St. Clair is really a power team. They're not a finesse team like Seneca Valley was, so they're going to come after you. And when you get strength versus speed, you know, sometimes you're going to win those battles and sometimes you're not.
Second down and 6 for Upper St. Clair. With the ball at their own 24. Sidecar to the left of Repeshak as he tries to carry to the near side. He'll be pushed back in by Dejon Brown, but Repeshak squeaks through a hole and is brought down as he crosses the 25 to the 27-yard line. A pickup of 3 on the play. Dan Gibson in on the tackle for the Wolverines.
Yeah, good job of Jihad Brown of turning Repeshak back into the field for the rest of his Wolverine teammates to come up and clean up the play.
So it is 3rd and very manageable for Upper St. Clair. The ball 3rd and 3 at their own 27. Repeshak, 4 carries, 15 yards. Shotgun, he'll motion to an empty set. Repeshak coming to the near side. First down yardage and more, but this one may be coming back as there's a flag behind the play, and it looked like one of the Panthers grabbed a hold of James Ronnie behind the play. That would have been more than enough for the first down as Repeshak got all the way out to the 26. But the penalty will move them back. And the penalty will be enforced, I do believe, from the 27. So it'll move them back to the 17-yard line. So it's 3rd down and 13 for the Panthers.
Yeah, Upper St. Clair tight end number 5, Roy Blair, was the one who was guilty of the hold. And it was really blatant. And luckily it happened in front of the side judge as well. So
the Panthers step out of the huddle facing a 3rd and 13. Again, the ball at their own 17. Shotgun, sidecars to either side of Repeshak. Repeshak, straight drop back. Has lots of time. Now he'll be pressured late, and it's nearly intercepted. Chris David stepped in front of the intended receiver, but couldn't hang on to it. Dustin Hess was the intended Panther on the play, but the PBU for Chris David, and it's 4th and 13 for the Panthers.
And Chris David's playing a free safety / strong safety position today, and basically just read Repeshak's eyes as he was rolling out to his right, rolling out to his right, and as Repeshak was releasing the ball, Chris David just made a nice break on the play. Unfortunately, Woodland Hills was unable to come up with the interception.
And Singer can't hang on to the snap. He'll be driven back, and he will be brought down at the 5-yard line. They'll say the spot is around the 8. But, Fred, we saw the same things happen to the Panthers a season ago right here at Baldwin Stadium.
Yeah, Adam, I believe one of the special teams miscues was actually a snap over the head of the punter for Upper St. Clair, and this is basically the same thing, a mishandled snap. It was a nice snap by the center. It was just mishandled by the punter, and Woodland Hills really have set themselves up in a golden opportunity, first and goal inside the Upper St. Clair Panther 10-yard line.
Tackle for a loss by Dan Gibson on the play. And technically it's a turnover on downs. Wolverines with the ball at the USC 8-yard line. Second drive for the Wolverines, starting deep inside of Panther territory. Shaw, Krabs from left to right, handoff. Sanders drives his way forward inside of the 5 to the 4-yard line. A pickup of 4 for Miles Sanders on his first official carry of the football game.
And that's a great play for Coach Novak to call for Miles Sanders. It was just a basic wham play. He followed Joel Shaw as he crabbed across the formation and really picked up some nice yardage on first down.
So a pickup of 4 there for Miles Sanders. And a timeout is called. And who calls it? Wolverines will use their first timeout. 9:30 to play in the second quarter. Upper St. Clair 7, Woodland Hills 7, but it is the Wolverines threatening. You're tuned into Woodland Hills and Upper St. Clair right here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. 9 minutes and 30 seconds remain in the second quarter. Woodland Hills with the ball, 2nd and goal at the Upper St. Clair 4-yard line. Wolverines to the line of scrimmage after the timeout. Pistol with Tompkins behind Randall. Shaw motions from left to right. Handoff Tompkins. No, it's going to be Randall on the keep, and he will squeak into the end zone for the 4-yard Wolverine TD.
Harry Randall can beat you through the air, and he can beat you on the ground. That was just a great play. He decided to tuck the ball into the belly of Art Tompkins, pulled it out as he saw a nice lane that opened up from the Woodland Hills offensive line and scored it right into the end zone for the touchdown.
And as we take a look on the television side on this replay, a great job by Randall on the ball fake and a nice lead block by Shaw as he chipped away 2 Panthers, and that allowed Randall to squeak through the hole into the end zone. And now we see Donald Cassidy step on to stretch the Wolverine lead to 7. It now stands at 6, 13-7. Rickard, the snapper. Randall, the holder, and the kick is up. And that kick is good. And with 9:26 to play in the second frame, it's Woodland Hills 14, Upper St. Clair 7. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Panthers on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Harry Randall on a 4-yard touchdown run puts Woodland Hills on top 14-7. And the Wolverines taking advantage as Jesse Slinger couldn't hang on to the punt snap. He bobbled it, picked it up, and then was driven back by Dan Gibson. And 2 plays later, the Wolverines scored. And the PAT by Cassidy made it 14-7. 9:26 to go here in the second frame. And Cassidy kicking an end-over-end kick. That will take a skip to the 20-yard line, and it will be picked up by Trevor Morrow, I believe. No, that is Stephen Makowick on the return for the Panthers, and he will be brought down at the 33-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 for USC.
A good job of Chris David and Deshaun Osbrooks of getting Makowick to the ground before he had a chance to get going, because he had a lot of room to that right side, had a lot of open field, but David and Osbrooks really closed that down fast.
Repeshak offset eye backfield behind him. One receiver left, one offset to the near side right. Repeshak will throw down the middle. He's hit as he releases the football by Devin Nixon. The intended receiver had his step. That was Dustin Hess, but the pass off the mark, and I think the pressure from Nixon forced that pass to go awry.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that might have been a blown coverage by Woodland Hills to get, in order for Hess to be that wide open, but man, was he open, and if that ball was right on the money, would have really put a lot of momentum back into Upper St. Clair.
So 2nd and 10 for Upper St. Clair with the ball at their own 33. First incomplete pass of the day for Repeshak. Eye backfield behind him. Receivers to either side, 10 end to the right of the formation. The snap is fumbled. It's loose on the carpet, and the Wolverines dive on the football. And it is Dante Broadus on the fumble recovery. But you got to give a lot of credit to James Eggleston, because when that ball came loose, he just drove the center on top of Repeshak, allowing the Wolverines to come up with the loose ball.
Yeah, it's just great awareness of Eggleston to make sure that Repeshak was out of the way, and so was the center. And, a lot of some of that credit's got to go to Deshaun Osbrooks, too, because he caused a little havoc in that backfield as well. But Dante Broadus, Johnny on the spot, really was able to corral that ball for the Woodland Hills turnover.
Second fumble of the game for Repeshak, and this one costs the Panthers a possession. Woodland Hills has the ball at the Upper St. Clair 32 with 9:14 to play. Randall pressured, eludes that pressure, runs to the near side, and he will be cut down. It would have been a much bigger loss, but Randall and his elusiveness makes it just a 5-yard loss back to the 37, maybe 38-yard line. And there is an injured player along the near sideline. And I think it's one of the Panthers slow to get to his feet. So Upper St. Clair has given Woodland Hills the football 3 times in the last 3 drives inside of the Panthers 40.
And that immediate pressure was brought by number 5, Rory Blair. Basically ran right up the field, and as Harry Randall was going to pivot to his right, had a face full of Rory Blair, was able to shake him off. And like you said, Adam, which could have been a lot worse from where he was initially contacted as to where he ended up.
So 2 fumbles today for Repeshak as we take a look at his numbers again. One he recovered, the other one a fumble lost for a loss of 1. Nice night here at Baldwin Stadium, 48 degrees right around kickoff time. Reasonable humidity, not much wind, which will certainly benefit the passing games for both of these teams.
And I believe the injured player for Upper St. Clair was Joe Repeshak.
2 receivers to either side. Woodland Hills in the shotgun. Sidecar to the right of Randall is Shaw. Jet motion. Sanders takes the handoff from left to right. He'll step forward into open field, and driving his way forward inside of the 30 to the 29-yard line goes Miles Sanders for a pickup of 9.
And it looks like there's another Upper St. Clair Panther on the ground. Looks like it's number 44, Marcus Guile. Or Gailey.
So Gailey shaken up this time as he was in on the tackle on Miles Sanders. Well, Miles Sanders on his first carry of the football game, it won't count in the stat sheets. He was brought down for a 3-yard loss. There was a penalty on the play as well. So on his first 2 official carries, he's picked up 13 yards, and he looks pretty sharp. Maybe not the same burst that we're accustomed to, but he's getting it done.
Yeah, and you also have to remember that Miles Sanders is a very powerful kid. So even him running up, running between the tackles isn't a big thing for him. It's just nice to see that he still has that speed, despite having an injured foot or ankle earlier this year.
Well, Gailey will get to his feet and will be helped to the near sideline. It appears to be an injury to his right arm or shoulder. And that's tough for Upper St. Clair because they lose a very important 2-way player, a player that not only is a big contributor as a fullback, but also plays linebacker for the Panthers.
And good news for Upper St. Clair is Joe Repeshak has actually gone back into the lineup.
I want to thank the Woodland Hills Football Boosters for providing television coverage of tonight's game on the Woodland Hills Football Network, and we thank you for tuning in no matter where you are across the globe. 3rd and 7 for Woodland Hills with the ball at the Upper St. Clair 29-yard line. The Wolverines here after a fumble by Joe Repeshak. on their first play from scrimmage, second play from scrimmage after a Woodland Hills touchdown. Trips to the left of the formation, one receiver to the far boundary right. Shaw, the sidecar to the right of Randall. Randall, not much drop back, looks to his right, throws to his right, it's complete. Dante Broadus eluding, Panthers still on his feet inside of the 5 and finally brought down at the 3-yard line. Dante Broadus rumbling after catching the football.
You had number 3, number 4, number 5 lined up in trips formation to your left side. And you had number 2, Dante Broadus, all by himself. Woodland Hills has taken advantage of that situation a lot during the course of this year. And Harry Randall really just delivered a nice football to Dante Broadus. Dante Broadus, usually shorthanded, had to come back a little bit to get the ball, but once he got it, he started rumbling and got the Woodland Hills in 1st and goal territory.
1st and goal for the Wolverines. The ball at the Panthers' 3-yard line. Pistol formation. Sanders behind Randall. Handoff. Sanders goes left, cuts back right, drives his way forward, and they're going to say he's down just shy of the goal line. A pickup of about 2.5, and it will be 2nd and goal inside of the 1.
Yeah, great vision by Miles Sanders of initially not seeing anything to his left and cut it back, just stopped on a dime, showing that ankle injury really doesn't have that much of effect on him right now. Started to his left, stopped on a dime, and came back to the right. And nice game-saving tackle by Upper St. Clair, or touchdown-saving tackle by Upper St. Clair.
Pistol formation. Sanders behind Randall. Randall sends Shaw in motion from left to right. Handoff. Sanders into the end zone for the Woodland Hills touchdown, and the Wolverines extend their lead to 13 points, 20-7.
2 miscues by Upper St. Clair has led to 2 touchdowns for this Woodland Hills Wolverine offense.
And the Wolverines doing a nice job there after being pushed back on 1st down. They responded on 2nd and 3rd down to get the ball deep into Panther territory. And then Miles Sanders, 2 runs later, finds himself into the end zone, putting the Wolverines on top 20-7. The PAT awaits from the foot of Donald Cassidy. And that PAT is up, and it is good. And with 7:07 to play in the 2nd quarter, it's Woodland Hills 21, Upper St. Clair 7. You're tuned into the Wolverines of the Panthers on the Woodland Hills Football Network. And a penalty at the end of the PAT, and I think it went against Upper St. Clair, I do believe. But Woodland Hills on top 21-7 on a 1-yard touchdown run, as you see on the television side, by Miles Sanders. Sanders today, 4 carries, 16 yards and a touchdown. Not an inauspicious return by any stretch of the imagination. Sanders making his presence known after missing a good bit of time this year. He was injured in the game against Penn Hills after his first few carries, after coming back missing the game against Peters Township. And so Sanders has missed his fair share of time. He's missed 3 total games this year, and the majority of the game against Penn Hills as well, Fred, with injuries. But it's good to see him at least close to 100% to start this one.
Yeah, and Coach Novak's doing a great job of just bringing him along slowly, not giving him the bulk of the carries. And you really don't have to in this offense right now. They're doing a good job of mixing in pass and run, especially with the 2 big pass plays, that 80-yard touchdown pass and then the 1st down catch by Dante Broadus. It's something that I don't think Upper St. Clair was expecting Woodland Hills to do.
Donald Cassidy kicking off from the Upper St. Clair 45-yard line, and it will carry well into the end zone for the touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. The ball at their own 20-yard line. It was a personal foul during the PAT against the Panthers that cost them 15 yards and the opportunity to return the kickoff. So again, the Panthers with the football, 1st and 10 at their own 20, 7:07 to play here in the 2nd quarter. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you. Touchdowns today for Woodland Hills, an 80-yarder from Randall to Mathis. Randall had a 4-yard touchdown run himself, and then Miles Sanders had a 1-yarder. Trevor Morrow is the lone setback as Repashak rolls to his right. And he will step out of bounds for a gain of 1. It won't be a sack for the Wolverines, but it will be the Wolverines secondary with great coverage, keeping The Panthers with a gain of just 1.
Actually, I think what Upper St. Clair was trying to do is they were trying to set up the screen, which was really successful against Woodland Hills last week. But Woodland Hills just did a great job, especially the defensive linemen, of not rushing upfield, just coming across the line, coming along the line of scrimmage, and then the linebackers picked up the running back or the receiver, and then Repeshack had nowhere to go after that.
Great pickup, Fred. I actually saw that on the TV replay as the offensive lineman held and then released. Sidecars to either side of Repeshack. He will hand off. And the ball carrier is Mac Pope, and he will bounce around and be brought down as he crosses the 25 to the 27-yard line. A pickup of 6 for the Panthers, and it is 3rd down and 3 for USC.
And that was a great job of the Upper St. Clair lineman, the pulling tackle on that last play. I actually picked up Dashad Osbrooks as he was on a run blitz, and then once he cleared out Osbrooks, Morrow was able to find a hole and pick up a good chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Mac Pope, the fullback. The tailback is Morrow. Repeshack stepping under center. Hard count, and the Wolverines most likely are guilty of encroachment here. As again, James Eggleston manhandling the center, but this time I think it was prematurely. Our referee today, Dave Barry, and he agrees that it is offsides against the Wolverines, and that will push Upper St. Clair from the 27 to the 32, 1st and 10 for USC. Upper St. Clair scoring first in this football game. Morgan Lee on a 33-yard end-around touchdown. But it's been all Wolverines since then. Upper St. Clair driving here with the ball 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Repeshack in the shotgun, sidecar to his left. Wings to either side. Repeshack's going to run to his left. Look for the cutback, now bouncing it back outside. Beautiful open field tackle by Trayvon Mathis. Could have been a huge gain for the Panthers, but it's just a 2-yard pickup.
That's an impressive play by Trayvon Mathis, especially the fact that he had to get around a pulling lineman that was pretty much in front of Joe Repeshack, but got dispatched him, or actually got around him, I should say, and made a great ankle tackle to bring the Repeshack down for after 2 yards.
5:55 as the clock rolls here in the 2nd quarter. The Wolverines leading the Panthers 21-7. Repeshack sets up in the pistol. Morrow behind him, 2 receivers left, 1 to the near side right. Repeshack off of play action. Rolls to the near side. He will be pressured. He'll elude that pressure. Running to the near side. Here comes Repeshack. Pumps and then is shoved out of bounds by Dante Broadus along the near boundary. And Repeshack will pick up about 2 to the 36-yard line.
And give a lot of the credit to that play by Jahad Brown, who was covering the wide receiver on that side. The wide receiver actually did a double move. Jahad Brown didn't fall for it, stuck with him stride for stride, which caused Repeshack to run out of bounds.
Nice elusiveness by Repeshack. Incidentally, not often you see anyone elude a tackle by Dashad Osbrooks, the Wolverines' leading tackler. And the Panthers will call a timeout here with 5:32 to go in the 2nd quarter. A very important 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. You're tuned in to Woodland Hills and Upper St. Clair on the Woodland Hills Football Network. 5:32 to play in the 2nd quarter. Woodland Hills leads Upper St. Clair 21-7. The Panthers facing a 3rd down and 7. The ball at their own 35-yard line. And this, obviously, Jim Render feels is a very important 3rd down for USC.
Yeah, if I'm the coaching staff of Upper St. Clair, I have to be shaking my head saying this cannot be happening to us again.
3rd and 7 for Upper St. Clair at the 35. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Repeshack in the shotgun. He'll be pressured by Gibson. He'll roll out of that pressure, running to the far side. Jordan Lee will wrap him and sack him and bring him down back at the 32-yard line. And the punt unit will come on for the Panthers as another nice open field tackle by the Wolverines stymies a Panther drive.
Great job of Jordan Lee of actually not falling for the fakes that Repeshack was trying to do as he was running to his left side. But also a great effort by this Woodland Hills Wolverine secondary, because they have not let anything downfield, any receivers pretty much open downfield the entire night.
So a loss on that play of about 4 yards. The Wolverines coming after punter Slinger, but Slinger will get it away. It will take a Panther bounce into the arms of Harry Randall, and he'll drive his way forward across the 40 to the 41-yard line. And I think Randall thought he was going to catch the Panthers sleeping, to no avail. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. Again, great field position for the white and turquoise.
Yeah, our hearts beat a little faster when Harry Randall does that. But, you know, he knows he has the elusiveness to get this team down deep into Upper St. Clair Panther territory or even a touchdown. But, you know, at this point in the game, you're up 14. You got a nice lead in the second quarter. You have this team back on their heels. Just really take the ball from where it's at and just get your offense on the field.
Shotgun formation, sidecars to either side of Randall, 2 receivers to the near side left. David, motion from left to right, handoff. Sanders drives his way forward, gets to the line of scrimmage, and not much further. Tackle on the play by Ben Huss for Upper St. Clair, and it's 2nd and 10. And the clock stops. And I'm not sure why. Now they'll start the clock and wind it.
There was a player with a helmet off.
I didn't see that. That Panther with the helmet off was Giuseppe Orsini, I think, who had to run off near side. So 2nd and 10 for USC. Or for Woodland Hills, rather. 2 receivers to either side. Randall in the shotgun, sidecar to his left. Randall, straight drop back, 7-step drop. He'll step to his right, picks up a nice block by Gibson. Randall stepping forward to the 40-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, but again, Randall's elusiveness prevents a huge loss.
A good job of Gibson of coming back and seeing Blair, number 5 for Upper St. Clair, as he was just about to put his hands on Harry Randall. Gibson gave him a nice shot, got him away, but, you know, unfortunately, what Harry Randall doesn't do very well, he doesn't keep his eyes down the field. There were some players that probably he could have thrown it to if he had been, you know, able to see some receivers downfield.
3rd and 11 for Woodland Hills. The ball at their own 40-yard line. Trips left, 1 receiver to the far numbers. Right sidecar to the right of Randall is Shaw. Randall, straight drop back. Looks left, looks back right, throws down the middle, and the pass will the officials say intercepted? They will. As the pick is thrown, sliding down and making the pick is Ben Southern. And after Harry Randall goes through the first 10 weeks of the season, interception free, he's thrown 3 in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, and this looked like a ball that was underthrown towards the intended receiver, but Ben Southern actually was a big thorn in the Woodland Hills side in week number 1 with at least 3 pass breakups during probably in the 3rd and 4th quarter alone.
So Upper St. Clair here looks to take some momentum off of the takeaway. Woodland Hills up by 14 points right now, 21-7 here at Baldwin High School. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you. 3:08 to play in the first half. Repeshak under center, hard count. He'll work off of play action, looks to the near side left, and the pass will be caught by Southern as he crosses the 45 to the 47-yard line. From our vantage point, I'm not 100% sure that he caught the football, but the officials will say that it is caught. And it's a pickup of about 7 to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to take a look at the replay on that because it looked like the ball skipped before it hit Southern, but the officials said it was a completion.
So Southern, her first catch of the game, covering 7 yards. 43 yards in the air today for Repeshak. Repeshak will hand off, and taking that carry is Makowick. And Makowick picks up about 2 to the 49-yard line. And it's 3rd and 1 for Upper St. Clair. The ball at the 49-yard line. Offset eye. Handoff will go to Makowick, and Makowick will carry the ball into Woodland Hills territory to the 43-yard line, make it the 42-yard line, and a face mask will come in against the Wolverines as well. 1:58 to play in the second quarter. Woodland Hills leading Upper St. Clair 21-7. Personal foul face mask against the Wolverines after Makowick carries the ball inside of the 45 to the 43-yard line. And Upper St. Clair taking advantage right now on an interception by Ben Southern. The Panthers have moved the ball now all the way down to the Woodland Hills 27 after that penalty.
Yeah, and Upper St. Clair has done a great job in terms of running the football. I'm not exactly sure why they decided to abandon it earlier in the quarter.
Handoff again will go to Makowick. No room this time as he's met in the backfield by Devin Nixon. It'll be a 3-yard loss.
And I think Upper St. Clair's going to start saving some clock and start burning some timeouts if they're going to want to try to do anything late in the second quarter.
Second down, 13 at the 30.
Makowick again will take the handoff, and he'll drive his way forward to the 25-yard line, make it the 24-yard line. So a pickup of 6 after a loss of 3, and it's 3rd down and a little bit more manageable for the Panthers. Clock winding down to 1:10 to play in the second quarter. Repashak under center. Again, he'll hand off to Repashak. He'll be met at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard before being driven back, and a timeout will be called. Chris David, amongst others, on the tackle. Also in on the bottom of the pile is Dante Broderson. Fred, I cannot understand why Upper St. Clair used the play there instead of burning a timeout. So now the Panthers have it 4th down and about 6 with the ball at the 23.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused myself. As smart as a coach as Jim Render is, you would thought he would have been burning timeouts to save some clock. Get your team huddled, get a good play called for this offense, and maybe try to get them into the end zone.
So it's 4th and about 6 for Upper St. Clair with the ball at the 23-yard line. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Woodland Hills has taken advantage of Upper St. Clair miscues. Right now the Panthers looking to do the same. Yeah,
and these miscues happen deep in Upper St. Clair Panther territory, which set Woodland Hills up, in great field position for two quick touchdowns.
Woodland Hills has scored on touchdown runs from Harry Randall and Miles Sanders, and they also had a huge touchdown pass from Harry Randall to Trayvon Mathis. Upper St. Clair taking a timeout here, a very important 4th and 6 with the ball at the 23-yard line.
4th and 6, Panthers.
Panthers to the line of scrimmage. Wings to either side, offset high backfield behind Repashak, one receiver to the far side left. Repashak. Hard count, the ball comes loose on the snap, and a flag comes in. Did Woodland Hills encroach the neutral zone? No, they'll call a false start against the Panthers instead. And a capacity crowd along the far sideline erupts. It would have been a turnover on downs, but instead it will be 4th down and 11 for the Panthers with the ball at the 28-yard line. The line to gain is the Woodland Hills 17.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was snapped before the offensive line was really ready to go on that last play.
So Joe Repashak gets information from Jim Render along the near side. He'll bring his team to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers left. One wing to the near side right. Woodland Hills shows blitz. Repashak spinning, running to his left. He's pressured. He'll dump it, and it will be incomplete. A turnover on downs, as all Repashak could do was dump a ball down to the turf or be sacked by Dante Broadus.
Despite the opening drive touchdown for Upper St. Clair, that's really been the story of their game. Woodland Hills' defense has just come to play. From that first drive on, they've just made tremendous plays, put a lot of pressure on Joe Repashak, which I'm sure he's not used to. But Woodland Hills is just doing a fantastic job of getting in his face and getting him rattled.
So the Wolverines, will they try to score here, or will they play conservative? Of course, with their speed, conservative can turn into a TD. Trips right, 1 receiver left. It's Randall in the shotgun, sidecar to his right. Randall's going to run to the right. Has a convoy in front of him. Randall still on his feet, squeaking through a hole. First down yardage is more as he crosses the 40, and he will be brought down at the 43-yard line. A pickup of 15 for Harry Randall.
And there's the patience that we've been looking for Harry Randall since last week. He basically put his hand on the back of Joel Shaw and guided him to the blockers. And once Joel Shaw was engaged in a blocker, fed right off his hip and picked up the first down.
Randall again in the shotgun, receivers to either side. Randall's going to carry it himself. Carried across the 45 to the 46, a pickup of 3. And I think Woodland Hills will use a timeout here on 2nd down and 7 with the ball at the 46-yard line. Woodland Hills not going 100% conservative here, Fred. Trying to at least use the speed of Randall, maybe give the ball to Sanders, see what happens here as you're just 54 yards away from pay dirt.
Yeah, I mean, I thought with one timeout, they might try to just, kneel it, let Upper St. Clair burn their timeout, kneel it again, go into the halftime with a 14-point lead. But Woodland Hills actually is doing a good job of punching Upper St. Clair right in the face and saying, this is what we're going to do. Can you stop us? If you can't stop us, we're going to keep running on you until you do stop us.
So we see Harry Randall, 26 yards on the ground today. Miles Sanders, 16 yards on the ground today. 7 yards on a pair of carries for Art Tompkins. But the passing game has been a story as well for the Wolverines. Harry Randall has completed just 2 passes today, but they have covered 106 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, and that touchdown was just after the Upper St. Clair came down, put some points on the board, and then Woodland Hills came back and put it right back in, tied the score up with a nice 80-yard touchdown pass.
2nd and 7 for Woodland Hills with the ball at the 46. Trips left. Randall, 93-step drop back. Runs to his right. Heave-hose it down the field. One-on-one coverage, and Broadus can't run underneath it. And the incomplete pass stops the clock, and it will be 3rd down and 7 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, I think Dante Broadus might have slowed up on his route, thinking that Harry Randall was going to probably run the ball after he was flushed out of the pocket. But, I mean, Harry Randall just displayed a very nice arm on the and with that being said, your wide receivers can't slow down at any time because Harry Randall could do something like that against this team.
17 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter. Woodland Hills looking for one more score before they head to the locker room here at Baldwin Stadium. It's 21-7, Woodland Hills on top of USC. Trips left, one receiver right. Sidecar to the left of Randall is Shaw. Randall's going to keep it. 1st down yardage and more inside of Panther territory to the 40, and they're going to say he's down at the 39-yard line. And Harry Randall with a big gainer there of 15 yards. And the Wolverines will use their final timeout. So how about that, Fred? The Wolverines using their ground game to their advantage as Randall continues to burn the Panthers.
Yeah, Woodland Hills has actually got a lot of success on is when they have 4 wide receivers in the formation, trips or double wideouts to each side, twins to each side, and they basically run Harry Randall with Joel Shaw as his lead blocker and has gotten a lot of success from that play in this past year.
So the Wolverines going to take a couple of shots to the end zone, we do assume here, as it's 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills. The ball at the 39-yard line. 2 of the most legendary coaches in the WPIAL face off, and it has been a matchup that we have seen many times over the years, including this the 4th time in the past 2 seasons. Twins to either side. Randall in the shotgun, sidecar to his left in Shaw. Hard count and some movement. And we saw Tompkins move along the far side, but will they get the Panthers encroaching the neutral zone first? We'll check in with our referee, but it looks like it's going to be a false start against the Wolverines. So that costs Woodland Hills 5 yards and moves them back to the 44-yard line.
5 yards takes it back to the 44-yard line. 1st and 15 for Woodland Hills.
Please reset the game clock to 12.5 seconds.
You may have heard the official asks for the clock to be reset to 12.5 seconds. 11.5. There we go. That's about where it was prior to the last snap. 2 receivers to either side. Randall in the shotgun, sidecar to his left, and Joel Shaw. There's been some issues with the clock and the scoreboard here this evening, especially down and distance-wise. And now they're having a tough time setting the clock as far as time goes. Now they will finally put up the 11.5 seconds to go. Randall, shotgun. Twins to either side. Hard count, Randall. Straight drop back. Has some time. He'll throw it down the far boundary. It will be batted around, and it will be nearly caught by Chris David. He had an opportunity at the 1-yard line, but couldn't grab a hold of it, and it will be second down and 15 for the Wolverines at the 44.
Yeah, and basically what Woodland Hills is going to do on this next play is pretty much run the same play. But what Harry Randall might want to do is probably look for Trayvon Mathis and try to find him either one-on-one or maybe even, at best bet, try to throw it in double coverage. As great of an athlete as Trayvon is, might as well give him a shot, see what he can do.
Mathis and Sanders to the near side. It's Tompkins and David split out to the right. Randall in the shotgun on second down and 15. Randall straight drop back. He'll look to his left. He'll fire to his left, and it will be in and out of the hands of Trayvon Mathis. And that will be the final play of the first half. And a good first half it was for Woodland Hills. They took advantage of Upper St. Clair miscues, Fred.
Yeah, and two big ones deep in their own ends, or deep in their own territory. And Woodland Hills really didn't have to do too much on those two turnovers. It's just, a quick punch in on both, situations, one by Randall and one by Sanders. And that's really what put Woodland Hills, ahead in this game so far.
Woodland Hills doing a very nice job. They've moved the ball around pretty well. They've thrown it. They've run it. A good offensive attack, but how about the defense again coming through in clutch situations?
Yeah, they've been stepping up all playoffs long. This Woodland Hills, you really can't say too much about this defense. They've just done a great job. It seems to be the more they get into the playoff rhythm, the better they are right now.
Again, your halftime score, Woodland Hills 21, Upper St. Clair 7. Folks, on the television side, we will return with the second half. On the radio side, we'll be right back with the Woodland Hills Football Network halftime show. One more time, your halftime score, 21-7, Woodland Hills on top of USC. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Panthers on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network.
In the third quarter.
And we welcome you back all across the Woodland Hills Football Network as Woodland Hills leads Upper St. Clair 21-7, set to begin the second half of the WPIAL semifinal matchup between the number 1 seeded Upper St. Clair Panthers and the number 4 seeded Woodland Hills Wolverines. And Fred, the Wolverines have used an opportunistic offensive attack and a strong defensive performance to hold this 14-point advantage as we head to the third quarter.
And this is the third week in a row where Woodland Hills, their defense has faced a top-notch offense like Pine Richland, Seneca Valley, Upper St. Clair. And they've done a great job each week getting better, holding Pine Richland and Seneca Valley to only 14 points each, holding this offense of Upper St. Clair to 7 points through 24 minutes. You can't really say enough about the preparation that the coaches and the players have gone on this week.
This is such a better Woodland Hills football team than we saw in week 1 when Woodland Hills lost to Upper St. Clair 16-10. First of all, Harry Randall is 100%, and he's leading the way for the Wolverines. And Miles Sanders, while not at 100%, looks pretty good.
Yeah, getting him back in the lineup really helps. It gives your offensive line some confidence knowing that you have a premier back behind you that's going to pick up some tough yardage and get a touchdown like he did when he was on the 2-yard line.
Miles Sanders over 1,000 yards this season. Great to have him back in the lineup. We talked about the defense, how well they've played, and we are going to see that Woodland Hills offensive attack. Harry Randall at the helm to begin this second half. That's great news for the Wolverines as well.
Yeah, anytime you have a halftime lead and then you get the ball in the second half to the chance to put more points on the board and extend your lead is always a good situation.
Again, Adam Gusky and Fred Guy on the call for you here at Baldwin Stadium in Whitehall, Pennsylvania. Woodland Hills leading Upper St. Clair 21-0 as we are 21-7 rather, as we are set to begin the second half here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. And Woodland Hills looking for its 10th trip to the WPIAL Finals and an opportunity to win their 6th WPIAL championship. And all of that has been done since 1996.
Yeah, it's been an amazing feat that what Woodland Hills has done, what Coach Novak has done with everybody that's come through his program, for all 27 years. It just keeps building and building and building, and right now, Woodland Hills is pretty much at the pinnacle right now.
And what a fantastic foundation the first 10 years was to start this championship run, and we are back underway here at Baldwin Stadium. An end-over-end kick will be returned by Trayvon Mathis from the 4-yard line as he runs to his right. An ankle tackle momentarily, but Mathis squeaks through 1-2, make it 4-5, and there goes Trayvon Mathis, and nobody's going to catch him as he will go to the house, 96 yards for a Woodland Hills touchdown. How did he do it? There were black jerseys draped all over him, but Trayvon Mathis, for the second time in the playoffs, returns it 90-plus yards for a touchdown to begin the second half.
I'm going to give it my customary wow. That was an impressive play, impressive individual effort by Trayvon Mathis of making a lot of Upper St. Clair Panthers miss. And like you said, he had at least 3, maybe 4 draped over him, but he kept those feet moving, picked up some nice blocks down the field, and once he saw that crease, I mean, it wasn't a big crease, but it was a crease, and once he saw it, he hit it and he exploded.
Cassidy on to attempt the PAT. But as we look at this TV replay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Panthers got a hand on Trayvon Mathis, but none of them brought him down. And he went 96 yards for the kickoff return for a touchdown. PAT up and in for Donald Cassidy, and the Wolverines lead the Upper St. Clair Panthers 28-7 here at Baldwin Stadium. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Panthers all across the Woodland Hills Football Network. 10 seconds and 96 yards. That's all it took for Woodland Hills to open up a 21-point lead here in the third quarter. Trayvon Mathis, a 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. 6 Upper St. Clair Panthers had an opportunity to bring him down. None of them could, and he raced all the way to the goal line unimpeded for the final 70 yards. Donald Cassidy booms this one down to the 11-yard line, where it'll be returned by Makowick for Upper St. Clair, and he will be wrestled down along the far boundary by Jihad Brown as Makowick crosses the 25 to the 28-yard line. And Fred, special teams has been a bugaboo for Upper St. Clair again here in the WPIAL semifinals. We saw it last season as well, back on November 16th of 2012.
Yeah, as Trayvon Mathis was coming along the 10-yard line, I thought he was really going to be tackled right then and there. But once he scored it through that defender, you know, it just basically, you said 5 Upper St. Clair Panthers had a shot at him. All of them missed. And Upper St. Clair, their special team woes continue against this Woodland Hills team.
Motion man from left to right, Morgan Lee. Repashak off of play action, looks to the near side and bounces a pass to Lee. That one off the mark. Jihad Brown was there in coverage, and had Lee caught that one, I'm pretty sure Brown may have cleaned his clock. So the incomplete pass may have bailed Lee out on that one.
Yeah, that was just a really bad pass by Joe Repashak. I'm not sure if his feet weren't set, whatever the case may be. But like you said, they were probably better off not completing that pass because Jihad Brown had Morgan Lee in his crosshairs.
Jihad Brown, Woodland Hills record, 100-yard pick 6 last Friday. I backfield. Repashak draw handoff to Makowick. Makowick open field in front of him, but it closes quickly as Trayvon Mathis makes the tackle at the 36, maybe close to the 37-yard line. A little shove after the play, but Devin Nixon keeps his cool. And a pickup on that play of 8 yards makes a third and very manageable 2 for the Panthers.
And Woodland Hills was on a double linebacker blitz, which helped the running back gain a little bit more yardage than he probably should have because there was nobody on the second level to stop him. And good job of Woodland Hills of making a nice open field tackle.
High backfield handoff. Makowick, hole closes quickly. He tries to spin his way forward to no avail. And they will say that Makowick got close to the first down marker. Broadus on the tackle for Woodland Hills amongst others. And they're going to give him the first down. From our vantage point, it certainly didn't look like Makowick had enough of a surge there, but they'll give him the 2 yards.
Yeah, they gave him a real generous spot on that play, and that was a good job. Again, run blitz by by Deshaun Osbrooks, but it was closed very quickly by Dante Broadus, who was just basically scraping over to fill the hole for that Woodland Hills defense.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers, the ball at the 38-yard line. One back set. And a bootleg to the near side, naked style. And Repashak is brought down by Dejon Brown. The Wolverines were not fooled. A loss of 3 on the play. and it is 2nd down and 13.
And Trayvon Mathis delivered a nice shot to Joe Repashak. Repashak got off of the turf very slowly on that last play. Good job of Trayvon Mathis forcing, actually, Repashak to roll to his right, but good job of Dazon Brown to keep him contained, and Trayvon Mathis cleaned up the play.
So 2nd and 13 for the Panthers, the ball at their own 35. Shotgun sidecars to either side. Repashak has time, throws across the middle. It's complete to Lee. Lee eludes Wolverines down the near sideline. He will come and finally be forced out of bounds along the near boundary by Trayvon Mathis. And they'll say that Morgan Lee is forced out of bounds inside of the 30 at the 29-yard line. And that is a pickup of 36 yards.
Yeah, good job of Joe Repashak of seeing the open receiver for Upper St. Clair. Basically threw that through 4 Woodland Hills defenders and squeaked it in, and Morgan Lee bobbled it actually as it came into his body, but was able to concentrate and bring the ball in.
2 receivers to the near side right as Repashak steps on their center with an eye backfield behind him. Repashak off of play action. Looks across the middle, and it will be caught for a touchdown by Ben Southern. And the officials say that Southern hung on to it long enough for the touchdown. The ball came loose as Southern rolled across the purple end zone to our right-hand side. And now the officials are going to talk it over and say, did he complete the play? They will confer here again. Dave Barry and 2 officials talking down there. One official along the far sideline saw the ball squirt loose. So it will be a touchdown for Upper St. Clair, a 29-yarder, as Repashak was pressured. It looked like Kevin Solomon did not realize that it was play action, or he'd have been able to bring Repashak down. Instead, a PAT cuts the Woodland Hills lead down to 14 points, 28-14 with 9:34 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Again, Woodland Hills up by 14 points. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Panthers on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. .934 to play in the 3rd quarter. Both teams scoring quickly as we begin this 2nd half. Upper St. Clair on a very, very quick 72-yard drive, capped off by a 29-yard touchdown pass from Joe Repashak to Ben Southern. PAT up and in for Max Harold, and it's 28-14. Woodland Hills on top of Upper St. Clair here in the WPIAL semifinals at Baldwin High School. Harold's kickoff, end over end, will be returned this time by Harry Randall from the 3-yard line. Randall bouncing it to the outside, picks up a pancake block from Mathis. Randall still on his feet as he crosses the 15, driven back, running to the far side, and they will toss Randall out of bounds, but they will say his forward progress was stopped at the 18-yard line. And Fred, if his forward progress was stopped at the 18-yard line, why did they continue to allow black jerseys to beat on Harry Randall?
That's a great question. You know us, Adam. We've never been very officiating friendly on our broadcast, but I don't understand why they didn't stop it either. But it's just one of those things that we'll never get an answer for.
So 1st down and 10 for Woodland Hills. The ball is at their own 18-yard line. This is the worst starting field position for the Wolverines today. 9:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Randall in the shotgun. Shaw to his left. Jet sweep handoff to Art Tompkins, and Tompkins will be met in the backfield, and he will be brought down. The ball came loose, but I think the officials will say that his forward progress was stopped and the whistle blows. Either way, the Wolverines recovered the fumble, and a loss of 2 on the play back to the 16-yard line. Art Tompkins, his 2nd carry of the game.
It looks like Upper St. Clair is trying to get their fans into this game, which, rightfully they should, but, it was it's a good call by Woodland Hills of trying to get Art Tompkins involved in the offense, giving them another key to their running game.
2 receivers to either side. Randall by himself in the shotgun. Sidecar to his right now is Shaw. Randall's going to run it. Drive his way forward. A gain of about a yard to the 17-yard line. And this Panther crowd below us is intrigued, to say the least, as their team has cut the Woodland Hills lead from 21 to 14 on a very quick drive, and the defense has gotten it done on the first 2 plays after the USC TD.
Yeah, most of that drive for Upper St. Clair was done via the pass. 2 long pass plays, one including a touchdown. And even on that pass play, Chris David didn't have bad coverage. Ben Southern just had an inside track towards the ball. And, as I was looking at the replay, it looked like it was incomplete and fell to the turf.
Harry Randall carrying it himself to the right side, across the 20 to the 25, still on his feet, and he will be brought down just shy of the first down yard marker at the 28-yard line. Harry Randall needed 11. I think he got 10. And so it'll be 4th down and 1 for Upper St. Clair, or for Woodland Hills rather, and the punt team will come on as for Upper St. Clair. Dropping back is Morgan Lee. Dante Pradas on to punt it away for Woodland Hills.
Yeah, I'm surprised Harry Randall at the end of that run didn't try to do his little Superman impression, which he's done very successfully last week, either being the first down marker or the end zone.
Pradas catches the snap cleanly. Spiraling punt. Lee has to retreat, and I didn't see him call for the fair catch, but apparently the officials did. And it will be 1st and 10 for Upper St. Clair. The ball at their own 32. So nice job of Broadus reversing the field position a little bit there. But unfortunately for Woodland Hills, Upper St. Clair maintains a modicum of momentum with the defensive stop.
Yeah, right now Woodland Hills, their defense needs to stay headstrong during this drive, because a turnover or a turnover on downs is really going to benefit them and get the momentum back to their sideline.
So again, 1st and 10 for Upper St. Clair, the ball at their own 32-yard line. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you here at Baldwin Stadium in Whitehall, PA. Repeshak in the shotgun sidecar to his left, 2 receivers to his right, and a wing to his left. Repeshak, straight drop back. He's pressured. He rolls to the near side right. He throws across the middle. It is complete. On the reception is Giuseppe Orsini. And Orsini is brought down inside of Woodland Hills territory at the 49-yard line. And the Panthers are rolling again.
And this is really the same thing that happened last week for Upper St. Clair. They were down to North Allegheny, but Joe Repeshak basically put this Upper St. Clair offense on his back and got them, within striking distance, and then eventually the victory for Upper St. Clair.
Repeshak 127 yards in the air today at the first reception for Orsini. Sidecar to the right of Repeshak in the shotgun. He'll motion Lee from left to right. Lee has a big hole, driving his way forward, still on his feet. Morgan Lee down the near sideline. He'll be wrapped up by Jordan Lee and brought down at the 22-yard line. There was a hole back in the backfield. The officials did not catch it. And Morgan Lee with another big carry on an end around, this one covering 28 yards.
Yeah, they've been really successful with the end around / jet sweep play. And both times, I believe it's gone to the right-hand side. So they're seeing a weakness on the left side of the Woodland Hills defense, and they're exploiting it right now.
2 carries today from Morgan Lee, 51 yards and a touchdown. High backfield behind Repeshak. Mac Pope is the fullback. The tailback is Morrow. Morrow takes the handoff. Has a nice hole over right end. Backing his way forward, close to the first down marker. And that should be a pickup of about 9 on that first down carry for Upper St. Clair.
And right now, the Upper St. Clair offensive line is just manhandling the defensive line for Woodland Hills, defensive line and linebackers for Woodland Hills, because they're just really pushing them right back. Woodland Hills is not getting any types of penetration, and Trevor Morrow just keeps churning away at the yardage.
2nd and 8, and the Wolverines on a run blitz came to Shad Osbrooks, and he will do more than encroach the neutral zone. He will blow through the line of scrimmage, and instead of 2nd and 2, it'll be 1st and 10, make it 1st and goal for the Panthers. And they'll move the ball to the 8-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal for Upper St. Clair. Fred, it seemed like the Wolverines had this game in hand after Trayvon Mathis returned the opening kickoff of the second half, 96 yards for a touchdown. Upper St. Clair answered with a nice touchdown drive, and they look to do so here as well, as they have it 1st and goal at the Woodland Hills 8. Repechak in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left. Repechak's going to run to the near side right and into the end zone. He will go. Holes opened up everywhere to allow Repechak to score. And all of a sudden, this is an 8-point football game.
Yeah, and Repechak just followed behind his running backs, couple pulling offensive linemen, and ran basically right to the pylon, and there was nothing that could stop him from there.
So on to attempt the PAT is Max Harold. His PAT will make it a 7-point game with 5:12 to play, and that PAT is up, and it is good. And with 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the third quarter, it's Woodland Hills 28 and Upper St. Clair 21. The Panthers aren't going anywhere. You're tuned in to Woodland Hills and Upper St. Clair on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Five minutes and 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Upper St. Clair has found life as they have scored 2 consecutive touchdowns, covering 72 yards and then 68 yards. The most recent drive capped off on an 8-yard touchdown run by Joe Repechak. And Woodland Hills was once up 28-7 after Trayvon Mathis returned the opening kickoff of the second half, 96 yards for a touchdown. But all of a sudden, Upper St. Clair has all the momentum, trailing our Wolverines by just 7 points. Max Harold kicking off for USC. A knuckling end-over-end kick bounces into the midsection of Art Tompkins at the 15-yard line. Tompkins dancing his way to the far sideline, and he'll be brought down at the 30-yard line. And the Wolverines have the ball with pretty decent field position, just 70 yards away from pay dirt. And a sustained drive here, ending in points, very important for the white and turquoise.
Yeah, the one thing I've noticed about Art Tompkins that I really didn't see a lot towards the end of the season when he was getting involved in the offense more is there's a lot of stutter stepping going on with Art Tompkins. Usually he's a hit the hole and run kind of guy, but he's looking to piece his way through the line, and it really isn't finding much for him.
Trips left, 1 receiver right. Randall in the shotgun, sidecar to his right in Joel Shaw. Randall's going to keep it, has a hole. Driving his way forward, still on his feet as he crosses the 45, and a pickup of 8, a tough 8-yard gain for Harry Randall, but a huge block there by Joel Shaw leading the way through the hole.
Well, actually, Kyle Page took a face full of Harry Randall, and we're not really used to Harry Randall being a power runner, but that time I think he got a little frustrated with the way the last couple of possessions have gone and just lowered his head and met Kyle Page in the hole, and Harry Randall just ran him right over.
Yes, he did. He picked up a nice block, but Page certainly paid the price when he tried to stop Randall. 2nd and 2 for the Wolverines. 2 receivers to either side, sidecar to the left of Randall. He'll send Tompkins in motion from right to left. Tompkins looking for the cutback. He'll retreat. He'll be wrapped, and he'll be brought down inside of the 35 at the 34-yard line. They'll say he's actually stopped at the 35. So a loss of 3, and it is 3rd and 5 for the Wolverines.
And when you have a stingy defense that really hasn't given up a lot of points, they're not going to give you a lot of cutback lanes. And that's exactly what happened on that last play. Art Tompkins was looking for a cutback lane, couldn't find anything. Probably would have been better served just trying to keep it around the left end and trying to pick up some more yards instead of retreating and losing yardage.
3rd and 5 for Woodland Hills. The ball at their own 35-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the near side left, pistol formation. Randall's going to run the option to the right. He has the first down as he crosses the 40. A flag will come down well behind the play. And what should have been a first down for Woodland Hills likely will not, as Wolverines will be called for holding. Oh, goodness. Well, Fred, Upper St. Clair runs the football. They don't get holding penalties. And Woodland Hills has been called many times this evening on the holds. Let's take a look. I really didn't see much there. I saw an Upper St. Clair Panther pretend like he was being held, but it just looked like a good drive block to me by Victor Bilberry.
Yeah, I didn't see a holding call either, Adam. I was looking for the usual suspects, but I didn't see anything from anybody.
Yeah, I mean, Victor Bilberry was driving an Upper St. Clair Panther forward. He had his hands inside, and the Panther threw up his arms as if to say, I'm being held, and the official took the bait. So it's 3rd and 15 instead of 1st and 10. Trips left, 1 receiver right. Sidecar to the right of Randall. Randall rolls right, steps forward. Pressured, and he'll be brought down after a gain of 1, and the punt unit will come on, and Upper St. Clair continues to build momentum here in the third quarter at Baldwin Stadium.
And they're doing it on offense and defense. The special teams really hasn't come through for them today, but right now their defense is doing a great job of just really killing it. Basically taking the life out of the Woodland Hills offense, and then offensively they're just running the ball down the field on this Woodland Hills defense that hasn't given up a lot of yardage. Well, actually it has given up yardage, but it hasn't given up a lot of points.
Broadus back to punt. And Morgan Lee is back to return the punt, and whistles come in. And I'm not sure why. 2:32 to play here. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call here in the third quarter at Baldwin Stadium as Woodland Hills is up by 7 points. Central Catholic, at last check, leading Penn Trafford 28-3 at halftime. So the Vikings on their way to the WPIAL finals. Who will head that way from this football game, the 1-4 matchup? Woodland Hills and Upper St. Clair. Woodland Hills looking for their 10th trip and a possibility for their 6th championship. Broadus gets this one away under some pressure. Morgan Lee will fair catch it at the 38-yard line. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Panthers, again with decent field position. And the Woodland Hills defense needs to come up big here, Fred.
Yeah, they need to lock down in the secondary. That's really what's been getting toasted at least the last couple of, not this last drive, but the drive before. Upper St. Clair did it through the air. The last drive they did it on the ground. So right now, Woodland Hills needs to come up with something. A double run blitz, a sack, something to get Repeshak out of a rhythm and put this Upper St. Clair offense back on their heels.
1st and 10 for the Panthers, the ball at their own 38-yard line. Woodland Hills began the second half with a 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Trayvon Mathis. Upper St. Clair has scored on their 2 offensive drives here in the second half to make it a 7-point game. Repeshak rolls to his right, throws to his right. His pass is intended for, I believe, Morgan Lee. It's incomplete. Lee can't hang on to it. And the first incompletion in a while for Repeshak. And it is 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers.
And basically Morgan Lee just took one step across the line of scrimmage and then started headed towards the sideline, but it was just a bad throw by Repeshak because he had Morgan Lee open in the flat.
And a flag comes in. I think the Panthers may have had 12 men in the huddle.
Illegal substitution, offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
So the Panthers had 12 men in the huddle, and that's going to cost them 5 yards. So instead of 2nd and 10, it'll be 2nd and 15. The ball back at the 33-yard line. And Jim Render can't be happy with his Panther club that they have such momentum, and they cost themselves 5 yards on a very, very mental mistake.
The one thing we need to understand and remember, Adam, is that this Woodland Hills defense is also very opportunistic. With 2 pick sixes last week, when Seneca Valley was in pressure mode, Woodland Hills really needs to come out and just do the same thing they did on this drive too.
Hand off to Makowick. Makowick will drive his way forward across the 35 to the 36-yard line. He's banged down by Dante Broadus. I'll actually give him the 37-yard line. Really, from our vantage point, I didn't see Makowick pick up that much yardage, but they'll give him a pickup of 4, and Makowick now with 29 yards on the evening.
Again, Upper St. Clair is going to the left side of the Woodland Hills defense, trying to exploit what weaknesses they do have on this defense.
Repeshak in the shotgun, straight drop back. Has some time now. He'll be pressured by Dan Gibson. And he will bounce a pass intended for a receiver in the flat. That was Andrew Bartusik. And that's incomplete. And it's 4th down and 11. And the punt unit comes on for the Panthers. And that's just what the Wolverines wanted to do. Force a 3 and out.
Yeah, exactly. After 2 consecutive touchdown drives, a 3 and out really is what Woodland Hills needed. And the way the special teams have let Upper St. Clair down, this is exactly what they need right now.
Jesse Slinger to punt. Catches the snap cleanly. He'll get it away. A high knuckler. And Harry Randall will run underneath it at the 30-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wolverines at that 30-yard line after the fair catch. So the defense did their job. Now the offense has to punch the clock and get it done.
Yeah, they really need to wake up, especially on this drive. You know, you're running down 1:25 left to go in the third quarter. You're still up by 7. The momentum is not on your side, so you really need to take as much time off the clock between the end of this quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then hopefully put some points on the board to extend this lead.
First down and 10. For Woodland Hills, the ball at their own 30. Randall in the shotgun, 2 receivers to either side. Sidecar to the right of Randall is Joel Shaw. Motion man. Tompkins off of play action. Randall's going to hand off instead to Joel Shaw. Shaw into open field, and he will be brought down as he crosses the 45 to the 48-yard line. And the Wolverines have been setting it up all night, and it works to perfection on the pickup for the big guy.
And certainly they weren't expecting Joel Shaw to handle the ball. The last 3 out of 4 times that Joel Shaw has handled the ball, he actually fumbled it. I mean, didn't lose the possession, but has certainly had a problem with the fumbleitis, but not this time. He just took the ball, found a nice hole, got in some nice blocking in the interior, and rumbled his way to the first down.
I like how Upper St. Clair was coming at him in angles instead of from straight on. Twins to either side. Randall in the shotgun again. Motion man is Sanders. And Randall's going to keep it away from the motion, and Randall will be brought down as he picks up about 2 yards to the 50-yard line. Second down and 8 for the Wolverines as the clock winds down to 40 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Woodland Hills on top, 28-21 in the WPIAL semifinals.
Yeah, good job of the Upper St. Clair Panther defense, the right side at least, the defensive end and outside linebacker of just staying home and not making sure that Harry Randall didn't break contain and spout off a long run.
They were aware that there was a possibility that Randall was going to keep it. Pistol. Randall's going to hand off. And it's Miles Sanders, first down yardage and more, inside of the 40, to the 35, to the 30-yard line, and Miles Sanders still on his feet, inside of the 20, 15, still on his feet to the 10, and he'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, but there is a flag way back here at the 30-yard line, a hold in the open field against Chris David. Woodland Hills had a big gain, and a lot of it's going to be negated on another holding call against the Wolverines. We should be able to see this on our television replay. Let's see if it's kosher. David picking up the block there. I didn't see much.
I mean, about that.
David got his hands on the inside, was pushing the Upper St. Clair Panther back. I guess a drive block in the open field is illegal. So 10 yards from the spot, it's still a first down for Woodland Hills as Harry Randall carries it from the 50, as Miles Sanders carries it from the 50 all the way down to the 5. But you'll just give him a gain of 9 to the 41-yard line.
And that was still an impressive run by Miles Sanders. You know, taking the handoff from Harry Randall, going right up the heart of the Upper St. Clair defense. And, you know, unfortunately, the tackle that was at the 5-yard came back to the 41.
And as you hear, we will have 1 untimed down. The clock winds down here, but the final play of a quarter cannot be a penalty. So it will be Woodland Hills first and 10 on an untimed down with the ball at the Upper St. Clair 41-yard line. Pistol formation. Handoff. Sanders bouncing it to the outside. Squeaks through a hole, bouncing it to the outside inside of the 40. Brought down at the 39-yard line. A pickup of 2 for Miles Sanders. And now the third quarter ends. Woodland Hills driving into Panther territory on top of the Upper St. Clair Panthers, 28-21. Adam Gusky and Fred Guy at Baldwin Stadium. We'll be back with the fourth quarter. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Panthers on the Woodland Hills Football Network and MSA Sports. And we welcome you back here to Baldwin Stadium in Whitehall, PA. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Other half of the bracket, Central Catholic defeats Penn Trafford 49-10. The Vikings head to the WPIAL finals, and they will play the winner of this great football game here at Baldwin Stadium, Woodland Hills and Upper St. Clair. So Central Catholic is now 12-0 on the year, the number 2 seed in the playoffs, advancing to the finals. Woodland Hills trying to knock off the number 1 seed. They're up by 7 are the Wolverines and face a 2nd and 8 at the Upper St. Clair 39-yard line. Pistol with Sanders behind Randall. 3 receivers to the left-hand side of the formation. hard count by Randall. And a long count by Randall draws Miles Sanders offside. So instead of 2nd down and 8, it will be 2nd down and 13. Sanders not happy with himself there as he cost his team 5 yards. Dave Berry and his crew has done their fair share of getting involved in this football game. They negated a huge run by Miles Sanders, or the majority of a good run by Miles Sanders. They brought back a big run against the Wolverines by Upper St. Clair in the first drive as well. So this thing has gone both ways as far as some questionable calls. 2 receivers left, pistol formation. Randall rolls to his left, steps up, has some room. Now he's going to cut it to the near side and a nice open field tackle. It looked like Randall was going to spring free, but diving at his legs is Kyle Page, and Page brings him down a gain of about 1, and it's 3rd and 12 for the Wolverines.
And right now it's very important for Woodland Hills, especially on offense, to understand that it's not panic time. They still have the lead. They still have the football, and they're driving. So they just need to relax, be a little bit headstrong going through this next drive, and hopefully put some points on the board.
3rd and 12 for Woodland Hills. Pistol formation, 3 receivers to the left, tight end to the right in Mike Smith. Randall's going to run the option left. Randall drives his way forward, diving close to the 1st down flag, but I think he's going to be just a hair short, a pickup of about 11 and a half, and it'll be 4th and short for the Wolverines.
Yeah, I think Woodland Hills is really going to probably call a timeout and maybe keep their offense on the field for 4th and short play.
Well, Coach Novak over there talking with Harry Randall after Harry picks up just over 11 yards. Randall now with 74 yards on the ground. Wolverines to the line of scrimmage. This is a big play for both teams. Pistol, 3 receivers right. Randall running option right. Randall, 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 30-yard line, a pickup of 2. And the Wolverines continue the drive.
And that's exactly what Woodland Hills needed to, one, keep the offense of Upper St. Clair off the field, sustaining this drive, which is really important right now. And they're eating clock, and they're taking clock off the, they're taking time off the clock, I should say.
So Woodland Hills will take a timeout here. And that is their first timeout. They want to talk things over here on 1st down and 10 at the 30-yard line. We'll take an opportunity to take a break as well. It's Woodland Hills 28, Upper St. Clair 21. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Panthers on the Woodland Hills Football Network. 28-21. Woodland Hills leads Upper St. Clair. 10 minutes and 15 seconds remain in regulation. Woodland Hills with the ball 1st down and 10 at the Panther 30-yard line. This drive started at the Woodland Hills 30. They've moved the ball 40 yards and have eaten up a decent amount of clock thus far. Receivers to either side. Wing to the right is Joel Shaw. The tight end to the left of the formation is James Eggleston. No, it's Mike Smith. Pistol with Sanders behind Randall. Sanders takes the handoff from Randall, bouncing it to the outside, looking for the cutback, still on his feet, inside of the 30 to the 29. And Miles Sanders makes something out of nothing there on the 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, Upper St. Clair really needs to understand that, you cannot arm tackle any of the running backs and Harry Randall on this team because they are very elusive, and if you give them an inch, they will definitely take a mile.
It certainly looked like Sanders had gotten inside of the 30, at least from our vantage point, but the officials say it's 2nd and a very long 9 here as there's under 10 minutes to play in regulation. Randall hands off to Sanders, bouncing it to the near side right. Cutting it back now, finding a hole inside of the 35 to the 34-yard line. And Amon Baldwin Youngblood took Huss and threw him into Southern at the end of the play, and 2 Panthers went flying.
And at the end of the play, I saw Ben Southern, number 16, holding his toes as he was cramping up. If any of the Woodland Hills coaches can see that and try to take advantage of it, now's a good time. You put Dante Broadus out there, you put Trayvon Mathis as a twin with him, and then that's going to split your safety. If Dante Broadus or Trayvon Mathis runs just a flag route or something into the end zone, I think they could take advantage and put some points on the board.
Receivers to either side. Pistol formation. And whistles blow. I think Woodland Hills is going to use a timeout here as they're trying to avoid the delay of game.
Timeout, Woodland Hills.
Well, the play clock was down to about a half a tick when Coach Novak uses his second timeout. It's a 7-point game here. Woodland Hills on top of Upper St. Clair, 28-21 with 8:46 to play in the fourth quarter. Adam Gusky and Fred Guy at Baldwin Stadium. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Panthers on the Woodland Hills Football Network. 3rd and 5 for Woodland Hills. The ball at the 25-yard line. A Wolverine timeout just before the break. Pistol formation. Receivers to either side. Wing to the right of the formation is Shaw, and it's Sanders behind Randall. And the Wolverines move again on a hard count by Harry Randall. And Mike Smith, the senior tight end, giving an earful to his line mate, Amon Baldwin Youngblood, one of 3 Wolverines that moved on that play. And at this point, if I were James Ronnie, the center, when Harry Randall comes into the huddle, I'd say, Harry, we're going on 1.
At this point, there's really not much you can do. That's probably the best bet. You know, keep your offensive lineman not thinking about the count. Just let them think about blocking right now.
So instead of 3rd and 5, it's 3rd and 10 for Woodland Hills. The ball just inside of the Upper St. Clair 30-yard line. Clock at 8:46 to go. They'll reset the play clock. And the Wolverines with receivers to either side and a pistol formation with Sanders behind Randall. Randall off of play action, waggles left, steps up, tucks, hit, wrapped, and brought down a yard deep in the backfield. Harry Randall had room, had time, but instead tried to take off, and Ben Huss makes the play a yard deep in the backfield.
Both of the cornerbacks for Upper St. Clair have been grabbing their toes, indicating cramps. I mean, if anybody can see that, I mean, whether it be coaches, players, somebody's got to see that and know that there's a mismatch going on with, Dante Broadus, Trayvon Mathis, Art Tompkins, one of the speedy guys for Woodland Hills, and just take advantage of it.
4th and 11 for Woodland Hills. The Wolverines in the shotgun, receivers to either side, a pair of them to either side, actually. It's Shaw next to Randall. Randall, straight drop back, looks left, has time, throws, and that pass will be intercepted along the far boundary. That's as good as a punt, though, as Art Tompkins brings down Stephen Makowick at the 19-yard line. They're going to say Makowick got to the 20, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers at that point. So the pick really doesn't cost the Wolverines much. Had it been an incomplete pass, actually, it would have been better off for the Panthers.
Yeah, he was actually, I thought he should have been looking to the right side of the offense because you had Trayvon Mathis and Dante Broadus, your 2 short-handed receivers on that one side with, like I said, people are cramping for Upper St. Clair in their secondary.
Upper St. Clair, shotgun, Repashak running left. It's a designed run for the QB. He has a cutback lane. He'll be hit and brought down after a gain of 5. Deshaun Osbrooks on the tackle for the Wolverines, and it looked like Repashak was going to be brought down in the backfield, but found the cutback.
Yeah, and that's what he typically does best. Is once he gets himself to the outside, he starts to survey, and then once he sees a crack, he tries to exploit it and get as much yards as possible.
So 2nd and 5 for the Panthers. The ball at their own 25-yard line, 75 yards away from trying to tie this football game. I backfield, 2 receivers left. He'll motion Lee from left to right. And it will be play action. Repashak running to the near side left. He'll be pressured and pulled out of bounds along this near boundary. Solomon on the final hit, but Jordan Lee made the initial contact. And they'll say that Repashak was forced out at the 27-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play.
Yeah, Chris David had coverage on Giuseppe Orsini, but it looked like Orsini fell down as Repeshak was rolling to his left, and then once he fell down, that was the only receiver in the route. He had no choice but to run out of bounds because he didn't want to really take a sack for a loss.
So 3rd down and 3 for Upper St. Clair. Shotgun, twins right, 1 receiver, a wing to the left. Play action, Repeshak running to the near side. He'll be hit and brought down in the backfield. A 3-yard loss on the play. Not the best play call the Panthers could have run there. Kevin Solomon, amongst others, in on the play for the Wolverines. They'll actually mark it a loss of 2 to the 25, but it's 4th and 5 for the Panthers.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Repeshak was supposed to hand that ball off to his running back because it looked like the running back was looking back behind him once he came across Repeshak, but looked like the snap was kind of high, so he didn't really have much time to get the ball down to his running back.
So it was a broken play for a good call there. And now Slinger comes on to punt it away for the Panthers. And he'll boom it away. A knuckler. And it will bounce over the head of Harry Randall. And the Panthers will allow it to roll as far as possible. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Wolverines at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, I was really about to start screaming, get away from the ball, Harry, get away from the ball. You know, let the ball bounce, set up your offense, run your offense, and either run out the clock or put some points on the board and put this Upper St. Clair Panther team away.
Woodland Hills occupied 5 minutes and 28 seconds on their previous drive. They didn't score, but they did a nice job of moving the ball down the field and occupying clock. They need to do the same here as they are looking for their 10th trip to the WPIAL Finals since 1996 and the opportunity to try to win their 6th title in that same time frame. Shotgun, Randall sends Tompkins in motion from left to right. Hand off to Joel Shaw. Shaw gets to the line of scrimmage, then drives his way forward for a pickup of 2 hard-earned yards. 2nd down and 8, and the clock continues to roll.
Yeah, see, that's not a tough read for Upper St. Clair once Art Tompkins gets past the quarterback. You know that Art Tompkins is not going to get the ball, so you got to focus on one of the 2 running backs.
And Upper St. Clair has a player shaken up here. And some chatter in the press box says it may be Rory Blair, who is slow to get up for Upper St. Clair. Blair, who is a spectacular tight end, but more so a potent defensive end for Upper St. Clair, is the player slow to get to his feet here at Baldwin Stadium. 28-21, Woodland Hills on top of Upper St. Clair. Less than 6 minutes to play in regulation. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you all across the Woodland Hills Football Network, and we thank you for joining us no matter where you are across the globe. We've got to thank the Woodland Hills Football Boosters Association for their sponsorship of our television broadcast, providing the WPIAL playoff television rights for this evening. Folks on the radio side, don't forget, stay tuned for the State Senator Jay Costa post-game show. We just hope it's not the post-season show. Wolverines right now with a 7-point lead, and they seem to have seized a little bit of the momentum back from Upper St. Clair, or at least stymied the Panthers at this point. 2 receivers right, 1 to the far boundary left. Randall in the shotgun with sidecars to either side. Hard count by Randall, and he will hand off. Counter, Sanders, and Sanders will be brought down a yard deep in the backfield. And Miles Sanders now with 31 yards on the ground today to go along with a touchdown. So it's 3rd and 10 for the Wolverines. They're actually going to say Sanders lost 2 on that play. So Sanders, instead of 31, has 30 yards in total on the evening.
Yeah, with Blair being out, him being such a defensive disruption for Woodland Hills, they really need to attack the player that has come in for him.
Woodland Hills runs the option to the left. Randall springing through tacklers, still on his feet, close to the 1st down marker. He'll dive his way to the flag, It'll depend on the spot, but it's pretty close for Harry Randall.
It looks like
it's a Woodland Hills first down.
I was going to say, it looked like from our vantage point, Woodland Hills got the first down, and a tremendous individual effort by Harry Randall. It looked like he was going to be tackled a couple yards short, but he keeps on keeping his feet turning, and it will not be denied the first down for Woodland Hills.
This kid's probably going to play defensive back at the next level, but put the football in his hands and watch what happens. He brought down by Repeshak and Lee, but not before an 11-yard gain. Handoff to Sanders. Sanders bouncing it to the near side. Stiff arms, looks for the cutback, and he will be brought down. And we saw Miles Sanders get hurt on a very similar play against Penn Hills on the final game of the regular season. And they're a loss of 4 for Miles Sanders. And Fred, right there, you could see the burst just isn't there that we saw throughout the majority of the regular season.
No, not right now. Especially, it's a cold night. That ankle's probably getting a little stiff. But, Upper St. Clair, you got to give it to them. They're doing a great job of pursuing the running backs and keeping them hemmed in and not giving them lanes to burst through and get some more yards.
So the Wolverines will line up with trips left. One receiver to the near side right on second down and 14 with less than 4 minutes to play. Randall, little slip screen to Miles Sanders. Sanders into open field, still on his feet as he approaches the midfield stripe. The ball came loose, and the Panthers recovered it at the Upper St. Clair 48-yard line. Amon Baldwin Youngblood nearly had it, but it is picked up by Ben Southern, and it's 1st and 10 for the Panthers at their own 48.
And that certainly wasn't the time that Woodland Hills needed a mistake, because you got the clock under 4 minutes to go. You're driving, you're having a good drive, you're sustaining your drive, but fumbles, they're unfortunately a crucial part of the game. But let's hope Woodland Hills' defense can buckle down and lay this game to rest.
Third turnover of the game for Woodland Hills. Upper St. Clair with the ball at their own 48. Repeshak off of play action. Looks right. He has a receiver open in Ben Southern down that far boundary. He will be caught from behind by Mike Nash, but not before he brings the ball inside of Woodland Hills territory to the 10-yard line.
Mike Nash got caught looking inside into the backfield of Upper St. Clair. Joe Repeshak had a series of great fakes, but once he pulled it out, saw that he had Ben Southern wide open down the right sideline and hit him in stride.
Southern slow to get to his feet as he is nursing some cramps. And Fred, how much of these cramps do you think are gamesmanship, trying to stop the clock without using timeouts?
Well, I don't know. Most of the guys that have been cramping do go both ways. Ben Southern, Rory Blair. I seen Joe Repeshak also grabbing his toes as well. So I don't know if I don't know if it's stopping the clock reasons or the fact that these guys are actually hurt.
So about a 15-yard gain on that fumble by Miles Sanders. Sanders usually short-handed with the fumble. It was Southern recovering it for Upper St. Clair at the 48. Then Repeshak off the play action found Southern down the far sideline, and it's 1st and goal at the 10 now for the Panthers after that 42-yard pickup. Repeshak offset eye behind him. 2 receivers right. Tight ends to either side. Motion man from right to left. Repeshak runs to his right. Fires for Morgan Lee, and he can't hang on to it. Mike Nash on the coverage for the Wolverines. And that incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and goal at the 10-yard line for the Panthers.
Yeah, also Repeshak had number 19, Giuseppe Orsani, also open in the back of the end zone.
So 2nd and 10, 2nd and goal at the 10 for Upper St. Clair. 3:22 as the clock is stopped here in the 4th quarter. We've got a doozy on our hands in the WPIAL semifinals at Baldwin Stadium. Offset eye behind Repeshak, double tight end, 2 receivers right. Repeshak, hands off, Makowick to the right. He's met in the backfield, squeaks through, driving his way forward inside of the 5, and he will be brought down around the 2-yard line. And a tackle by Trayvon Mathis, but a gain of 8 for Makowick, and he now has 37 yards rushing.
And give credit to Makowick of keeping his feet after he was hit at the line of scrimmage by a Woodland Hills defender. Kept his feet, was able to regain his balance, and almost get into the end zone.
And Upper St. Clair, I think, is going to use a timeout here. The Panthers use their first. They have 2 remaining. Woodland Hills has 1 remaining. 2:54 to go in the fourth quarter. It's Woodland Hills 28 and Upper St. Clair 21, but the Panthers with the ball at the Wolverine 2-yard line. You're tuned in to Woodland Hills and Upper St. Clair on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Third down and goal for Upper St. Clair at the Woodland Hills 2-yard line. 2 minutes and 54 seconds remain in regulation. Woodland Hills leads Upper St. Clair 28-21. Woodland Hills took a 28-7 lead on a 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Trayvon Mathis to begin this second half. Shotgun formation, sidecars to either side of Repeshak on 3rd and goal. And Mac Pope will be the ball carrier, and Pope will be met at the line of scrimmage and get no further. A nice job down there. I think it was Wilford Clark making the play, and it's 4th and goal for the Panthers, and they are going to use another timeout. So the Panthers, no gain on that play for Mac Pope, his 2nd carry of the game. So how about that, Fred? The Woodland Hills defense comes up huge there, keeping Pope not only out of the end zone, but preventing him from picking up any yardage.
Yeah, and that's tremendous defensive calling by the defensive coaches to come up with something crafty against that play. It looked like Dante Broadus was on another run blitz. I guess he sensed something and came on a run blitz, but once he got stymied at the line, the rest of the guys just came and cleaned it up.
So the Wolverines, pretty much for all the marbles here defensively, they make this stop, and most likely they will be headed back to the WPIAL championship game. If Upper St. Clair scores, we may be looking at overtime, but the Wolverines will have an opportunity with the football. Upper St. Clair still on the sideline with this timeout. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. And Fred, over the past several years, we have seen Woodland Hills absolutely run away with WPIAL semifinals. This year, that's not the case.
No, and they really expected a dogfight out of this team. Despite them being up 28-7, you knew Upper St. Clair wasn't just going to lay down and let the Wolverines a clear path to the Heinz Field.
So here it is. This may be for all the marbles. 4th and goal at the 2. Repeshak in the shotgun. Power eye to his right. Morgan Lee, yo-yo motion from right to left. Repeshak hit in the backfield. He will throw it, and it will be batted away by Trayvon Mathis. A goal line stand by the Wolverines, and Woodland Hills has 2 minutes and 35 seconds to kill, and they could be headed back to the Heinz Field.
That was an impressive play. I was kind of surprised that Repeshak decided to pull the ball down after he was hit and try to throw it. The only good thing for Upper St. Clair about this drive, with the exception of Woodland Hills not coming away with any points, is Woodland Hills' offense is now on their 2-yard line, and they really need to come up with something. If Trayvon Mathis would have caught that ball in the end zone, they would have got a touchback, got a little bit more breathing room, but right now they're stuck on their 2-yard line, so I'm still holding my breath right now.
Deshad Osbrooks came on the blitz. He had Repeshak wrapped up and couldn't bring him down. So like you said, instead of first down and 10, either at the 20 or at least at around the 10-yard line, it's 1st and 10 for the Wolverines with the ball at the 2. Pistol formation with Sanders behind Randall. Sanders bouncing it to the near side right. He'll turn the corner, carries it across the 5 to about the 7, maybe the 8-yard line, and that certainly takes the shadow of the end zone away from the Wolverines. And again, a pair of Panthers slow to get up, and the officials will give the quick whistle. The problem for the Panthers is Morgan Lee's going to have to come off of the field. The good thing for the Panthers is the clock stops.
That's true, and that is the breathing room that we were looking for, Adam, from Miles Sanders. He just did the right thing of just getting the ball away from his own goal line.
47 yards on the ground today for Miles Sanders. He has a touchdown, but unfortunately a fumble lost. But the defense came up huge on the goal line stand. Ball at the Wolverine 8. Pistol formation as Shaw will crab from right to left. Handoff. Sanders lowers the shoulders, drives his way forward, across the 9, maybe to the 10-yard line. More importantly, the clock continues to wind. Under 2 minutes to go here. About a yard and a half pickup there for Miles Sanders. Sanders now with 49 yards rushing.
And Harry Randall needs to understand that they're not in a rush. Make the play clock go down to 5 seconds before you snap the ball, but just take as much clock off the time as you possibly can.
You can hear the cheers from the far sideline for Woody High. 90 seconds and counting to play. Randall's going to keep it himself. Leaps over a Panther, driving his way to the far boundary, still on his feet, close to the first down marker. It'll depend on the spot, but he may have picked it up.
They've given it to him.
They gave him the first down. The fans on the far sideline can smell the confluence of the Three Rivers for the 10th time since 1996. And Upper St. Clair, hundreds of fans have stood up and made their way to the gates leaving Baldwin Stadium.
Me personally, I'm not comfortable until that, especially against this Upper St. Clair team, I'm not comfortable until that clock hits zeros, all zeros, because at this point with the, Woodland Hills exclusively going to the shotgun, anything could happen right now.
Less than a minute to go as the handoff will go to Sanders out of the pistol. Miles Sanders drives his way forward across the 15 to the 16-yard line, and Upper St. Clair will use their final timeout of the football game with 46 seconds to go. Fred, this has been absolutely, Woodland Hills has been in 4 out of the last 5 WPIAL semifinals, but this by far has been the best game of all of them.
Yeah, this has really been a tremendous, just the sheer fact that, Upper St. Clair didn't roll over when they had the chance to. They came back, made it a game. They're still in it. There's still time left on the clock. Let's just hope Woodland Hills makes some smart decisions and can get these last 46 seconds off the board without a turnover or Upper St. Clair going into the end zone.
So it's 2nd down and 6 for Woodland Hills as they have the ball at their own 16-yard line. So in all likelihood, Woodland Hills heads back to their 10th WPIAL championship game. Woodland Hills and Upper St. Clair combined have been to 21 WPIAL finals since 1988. That's an incredible number.
Yeah, I remember back when I was playing, they were a constant in the WPIAL championships. I think they lost to North Hills. Actually, they won it in 92, but lost in 93 to North Hills and 94 to McKeesport.
Harry Randall takes a knee back at the 14-yard line. The Wolverines just have to take one more knee, and that should just about do it. A team loss of 1.
Actually, they don't even have to snap the ball.
Nope, they're good. The officials don't wind the play clock until there is less than 25 seconds on the game clock. Well, Fred, the Wolverines did it. They looked for revenge over the Upper St. Clair Panthers, and they got it.
They did, and they got it when it counts. The first game of the season, that's your litmus paper. That's where you find out what your team is made of. Now, this is exactly where you want to be at this point in the season.
And you can hear the fans along the far sideline erupt as they see their white and turquoise Wolverines head back to the WPIAL championship for the 10th time, looking for their 6th WPIAL title, and they will take on the Central Catholic Vikings next Saturday afternoon at Heinz Field. What a spectacular football game it was here at Baldwin Stadium, Fred Guy.
Yeah, and Woodland Hills had the opportunity to crack. They didn't. They held together, especially on defense. On that goal line stand, probably is one of the best sequences of defensive play we've ever seen from Woodland Hills.
It was just incredible to see Woodland Hills come into Baldwin Stadium. They took a 21-7 lead into the halftime. They took a 28-7 lead on the opening kickoff of the second half. They watched Upper St. Clair seize all of the momentum here at Baldwin Stadium. But the Wolverines held tough, and they will head back to Heinz Field for the 10th time. Just an incredible thought for this Woodland Hills club that since 1996, in 17 seasons, the Wolverines have been to the WPIAL finals 10 times.
Yeah, that's an amazing feat for, any high school. We're obviously happy that it's happened for Woodland Hills, but, it just goes to show the type of players that Coach Novak and his staff mold, to the system that, they have come accustomed to and used to, and just have a great job of running year in and year out.
Just saw assistant coach Tim Bostard coming down the steps, headed down to the field to celebrate with his team, kind of wiped his brow as if enough to say, whew. And the Wolverines really aren't used to this, Fred, because like we said, Woodland Hills has won 4 out of the last 5 WPIAL semifinal games that they've been in. But they've blown out their opponents. They blew out North Hills. They blew out Upper St. Clair a year ago. They've really gotten it done against their opponents in the WPIAL semifinals. But tonight, it was a very hard-fought game, and it was all the way till the end, and the Wolverines got it done.
Yeah, they weren't Upper St. Clair wasn't the number 1 seed for nothing. They had a great body of work coming into this game. Woodland Hills just did a great job of taking advantage of turnovers early, jumping out to a big lead, and then extending that lead in on the opening kickoff of the second half. Woodland Hills did a little bending. As a team, they bent, but they did not break, and that's the one thing that Coach Novak always teaches us and anybody that has gone through his program, that, good things are going to happen when you don't break.
Well, again, Woodland Hills defeats Upper St. Clair in the WPIAL semifinals 28-21 to advance to their 10th WPIAL finals, where they will take on the Central Catholic Vikings next Saturday at 2 p.m. Unfortunately, I have a commitment with Robert Morris University, and I will not be able to be there. Fred Guy will be there with a play-by-play announcer to be determined. We know it's going to be one of the top guys from MSA Sports, so we're certainly excited to have one of those guys. I'm very sad that I won't be there, but I have been there before. Fred, I certainly hope you're able to help bring another gold trophy home to Turtle Creek.
Oh, that would be exciting for me as a broadcaster and as a Woodland Hills alum. Anytime that your alma mater can make it to Heinz Field, that's a spectacular achievement. But to bring home that trophy, that gold trophy, is even more special.
One more time, folks, on the television side, your final score: Woodland Hills defeats the Upper St. Clair Panthers 28-21 to advance to the WPIAL finals, where they'll take on the Central Catholic Vikings. We will, of course, have the coverage for you on cable radio and all of our TV affiliates. And, of course, you can tune in on our website or our flagship radio station, AM 1550 WZUM. Folks, on the TV side, we thank you for joining us no matter where you are watching this football game, a great football game between two great old rivals here at Baldwin Stadium. We've got to thank our television crew, including our producer and director, Larry George III. Our broadcast engineer and technical director is Lee Schaefer Jr. Our camera operators all season long, Lee Schaefer Jr., Lee Schaefer III, and Joe Slick. Of course, Fred Guy with me, Adam Gusky. And we hope that you tune in to the Woodland Hills Football Network next Saturday from Heinz Field, as Woodland Hills will take on Pittsburgh Central Catholic for the right to win a WPIAL title. Folks, on the TV side, we'll talk to you again next week. On the radio side, we'll be back with the State Senator Jay Costa post-game show. You've been tuned in to the Wolverines and the Panthers all across the Woodland Hills Football Network. This has been a presentation of the Woodland Hills Football Network. Watch us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and as always, visit us at woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com.